And we are live. Let's get my mic set up here better. There we go. There we go. Let me get my chat set up so I can see the chat. Boom. Mitch, what's going on, brother? Wait, Mitch is up. Are you back? Because it's early for you. I know, unless you're partying right now. Take you with me to the gym last night was crazy to get right. Uh-oh. Mitch is living the life. Oh, man, I missed the island so much. Wow. I'm so happy. I'm not even out there and I'm happy for you. Like, wow. But you're up really early. What's 6 hours? 6 hours. Okay, so it's not that bad. It's in the morning. Yeah, man. Hope you're having a good trip. Things here have been going pretty good. It's been actually kind of busy. So school is coming along and lucky with a really good team. 7 a.m. Okay. It's only 5 hours. I don't know. I thought it was 6. Okay. Nice. Yeah, and I got a lot. I won't say a lot, but there's a few reviews coming down the pipe. And it's kind of funny, you know. I think all of us reviewers kind of watch each other, not in a bad way, like in a good way. Like, oh, it's cool that so-and-so got this. I got this. So some folks are getting some things I've had and something, you know, it's really cool. It's really cool to see how things are going. So I didn't really have time to finish the review that I'm hoping to get done next week. I'm gonna have I'm trying to change my style up and make it a little more engaging, but I might just leave it the way it is because I mean it's got me this far, right? Just open it up, lay it on the table, discuss it, and go over. Because some people just kind of review the gist. I like to go in and talk about, look, here's what I did like, what I didn't like. Here's how I took it apart. Usually I take everything apart. So I took it apart. This is what I saw, what I found, and really try to give value to everybody when they run this stuff. So yeah. So I looked up those parts, and here's where. So I'm talking directly to you, Mitch. Let's make sure I talk to everyone. So I've got something in, and it's pretty cool. I've been looking at this for a couple of months, and trying to give away without giving away too much. So I will say there's a joystick and a bunch of buttons, right? So with the joystick it came with, it has it kind of has a stock Samwa joystick that is removable. It has like a little clip like on the bar. I lift it up and then the bar just pops right out, and then I lift it up, pop it on, it locks back into place. It's really cool to me. The spring feels a little mushy, right? I'll probably say that because it's with Tekken, a lot of it's getting back to neutral. So you do your move and you let go to neutral, and you know, while standing, all those things, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I think I need a better spring. So all this is, I'm gonna tell you some more details, but I reached out to Mitch because we know Mitch was my first interview, and Mitch is into it. He's got a very nice collection of joysticks and pads. So I was like, Mitch, all right, I got some ideas, but I don't know how I feel about this. What do you think? He sent me some really good stuff, really good prices too. Removable shaft. Yep, removable shaft. So I was really excited that, you know, I know you're doing your thing over there. I was glad you can get back. So I looked at the springs and I like those. So then I'm going to get the 3 and the 4 pound. I'm probably saying that wrong. 4 pound springs, because I remember that I did my Mayflash years ago, and I think I didn't go tight enough with the spring. And I could be wrong, but my assumption is the spring is that when I press right and I let go, snap back to middle and don't wiggle or wobble around. And when I do my Hadoukens, like all the different things are kind of there. So, and I don't really play joystick like that, but I'm really excited to make it, right? The ball top, I saw the ball top. I really like it. It's metal too. I'm trying to see. So the colors right now, I'm colorblind. It's like a white, black, and gray. It's like imagine like of someone fighting in the mountains and the clouds. Like it's almost that type of view, right? No greens, just like dark smoky thing. So I was thinking about like a black, metallic black or gunmetal, but the silver one you said is actually kind of cool because it kind of pops, right? It's like you can see the artwork and then boom, there's the joystick to kind of go in. So everything's in card. I'm figuring things out. So now we get to the meat of it. Buy a 2 pound as well and try that first 3 or 4. Oh, that's very heavy. Okay. So let me while I'm thinking about it right now, let me go back to my cart and try to add that. Yeah, so while that's going on, so yep, it's right here, boom. So that was that. So then I asked also the buttons. So my Mayflash, it's right here. Let me grab my Mayflash. Let me show you. So I've been getting asked about, you know, why have you put out your reworked video of the Mayflash? And I need to show everybody, because usually I tend to do that. Like when I change the artwork, I started to remind myself to turn the camera on as soon as I start taking things apart. And that way I don't have to make 2 videos, right? Where's my camera at? And we got new angles now. So we got full screen. So let me zoom out, make sure these are not covering too much of my desk and all those things. Yeah, yep, y'all can see the mess everywhere here. It's a functional mess on the desk, right? way. Boom. Okay. Good. I got my notes here for the training session. I think the training today is going to be really cool. This is something new. And actually, fun fact, I think I'm going to try to record the video live and then post it. And I did this the other day. The only problem I had was my mic was peaking a lot. So I need to figure that out. Because I heard the audio back and I was like, oh, this is really staticky. But I digress. So here's my Mayflash. With this pad in particular, what I did was I opened it up. I took all the stock buttons off and I put on here, which live cam, perfect. These are the tick knot, they're the low profile buttons. So what that means is, it's like the Punkworks, but instead of having the longer shaft, these have the KLV2s in them. So I put ghost switches in here. So the shaft, I put the shaft in, it clips into place. And then these heads, where's my tool? I could probably pop these off. If it plays nice with me, I can get this off of here real quick. I'm sorry, trying to do this on camera is kind of hard at that angle. There you go. All right, good. So y'all can see there, and these are I left the buttons I don't really use, I leave reds, right? So there's the reds there, and they're just KO low profile switches. So I started to put these in the box I was telling you about, Mitch, the new one that's coming, because these feel really nice. And I don't know if y'all can hear that. That's the loud red. Let me put the mic down. Here's the ghost. Right, I'm sure it's not coming up. I don't have my headphones on, so I can't hear what you're talking. So I wanted to try something different, and let me grab the chat here real quick. Let me turn my mic down. Where is the mic? Where's the mic? Where's sound? Sound and input. Right. Okay, I can't really control that, so never mind. All right, so let me put my. All right, so let me see here. Buy a 2 pound. So let me add the 2 pound to cart real quick, so I don't forget. The bronze. Okay, add the 2 pound. Boom. Oh, it's unavailable. So I guess it's really popular. That one's unavailable. So I'll keep an eye out for that one. Like we spoke about before, JLFs are not snappy by design. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Since they are built for 2D, you're going to be guiding the lever versus neutral return more. Oh, I see. But the heavier spring should help. Okay, it will be worth adding in a bat top to try. So the bat top I have on the one that I made. I think it is. That one's downstairs for the viewer I'm recording today or tomorrow. So that bat top, which I imagine is the pole top, right? That is fine. And I never, that's the reason I bought it. I was like, I want to get away from the ball joint and kind of go with the tall. Actually, the way it sits on the box, I kind of like the round one. I was shocked. So, because the bat top I have now is cold. It's a nice metal. It feels really good. It's black. It looks really nice. So it'd be perfect for this build. Maybe I'll try it out. We'll see. But I think I'm gonna order the one you sent, because that was really cool. That silver one. And if I can, I might try to find a black metal too. But I see. Now it's starting to make. When the interview was fun, so we were going through all the details. Since I don't use joysticks every day, a lot of it I understood, right? A lot of it I understood, but then some parts I couldn't grasp the concepts. I don't use them every day, but now I see exactly what you mean about those JLFs. And while you were talking about the other one, I still have it here. Let me grab my web view. There were ones that you mentioned that were for like Japanese, Korean, like all the different styles, right? That now I see why they have value. And I have so many links from all the conversations I've had with all you guys. So we're going to jump through all this and we're going to stop this. Okay. Because I started to look at the ASI, but I thought to myself, I am not going to use this thing every day. I'm just not, right? I'm not a joystick player. I'm excited to convert this. So that's why I want to do it. But I don't want to. That's why I was kind of, when I reached out to Mitch, also I let him know, hey, I'm trying to do this, but I don't want to go broke. Like I don't want to ball out too hard, because I know I'm not going to use it every day, but I do want something that's nice, and at least I can kind of compare the cheap to the good, and I can figure out in the middle. So, I had a good laugh when I was sending it out to you. But yeah, I see like things like this. I see exactly what these Taeyong Fanta, all these different levers. Now it's making more sense where these different styles. This is sold out too. Dang. Wow. I wonder if they're getting ready for Christmas. So maybe everything's sold out. And the Sanjuk's lever, like I forgot, I don't remember everything, all the details of what was what, but it's making more sense what you were saying. Where look, this is why this lever was so popular here and so popular there for this style of game. Arcade Shock has it all. All right, let's go back. Vlog, what's going on, brother? So, I got something coming in the works. I've got a few reviews coming out, but one in particular, I can't, and I gotta be careful because Vlog is slick. He'll go down the rabbit hole. Oh wait, and one more thing before I forget. There's an announcement that just came out, and let me grab the picture before I even forget. I think you guys are gonna like this. There's an announcement that just came out, and I'm gonna share that with you guys for a new pad. And the style actually looks like the Discord logo. Huh? I never noticed that. I can't wait to show y'all this. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So Vlog, yeah, so this thing I'm working on, it has a stick and everything. It has a ton of buttons. So my thought is I want to convert what's on there because what's really cool is the stick is removable, and it came with a SAMWA that and SAMWA this, that, and the third, right? I'm getting confused. I'm talking. Do one thing at a time. Okay, grab the picture. Boom. Right. So with all that said, I want to convert the pieces off of there and kind of make it better. And the buttons for sure I'm going to swap out. There's a conversion kit called Auto V2 that will take a JLF and convert it to a Korean setup. Arcade Shock has also, if you want a DIY, only $35. Oh, that's cheap. So the catch is, and I'm not sure if you saw it, but let me show you real quick. And again, shout out to all of you guys, like all of my day ones and everybody. I really, really appreciate all you guys. It's really, it's a hobby, right? We all enjoy the hobby. No one's getting rich off this. We're all technically going broke off this, right? So it's fun to just have fun and talk and diverse about it. So here is the Mayflash, and like I said, I need to get this video out. But these are Kale low profile V2 switches in here, Vlog, and I put the buttons in here and they snap in, and then you can pop the little button cap off, and there's like reds here and ghost all across and blah blah blahs, right? And I was thinking about just buying these games. I actually like these a lot. They're super, they feel like every other pad. I was like, well, I'm so familiar, why not? But I keep hearing about the Punk Workshop that I'm like, should I give it a shot? Or in the Quamba. So no, back to the point you're making, bitch. The Quamba Gravity KS or GTs. Like the reason here's where I'm stuck at. They have the new one coming out that we just saw that's going to be on the Sapphire. So I'm kind of torn because the KS, Gravity KS. I'm torn if I should wait, but whenever I use like, so fun fact, if you guys are using Google, which we all do, there's a new thing that one of my buddies put me onto called Perplexity AI. So if you Google Perplexity AI, it'll show you a link for, perplexity.ai, right? When you go to that site, it is basically Google, and let me change view and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. And what I like about it is this. So we'll just go to Google, right? We're gonna put in here Perplexity AI. So boom, comes right at the top. I should join the team. That's pretty cool. That'd be fun to work at a place like that, right? So here it feels very ChatGPT Google-esque, right? So now here we go. So when are the Quamba Gravity KT or Quamba KT buttons releasing? I can't spell because I'm talking and typing. And what it does, I like, is it gives you your answer very fast, but it also gives you all the sources right there next to it. And I'm sure you can name your product as the same thing, but I like this, right? I use this thing probably every day now. Then obviously I still use Google, right? I mean, we're Americans. I don't know what it is like around the world, but everyone uses Google still. But it is nice to have a secondary alternative when you're trying to do something. And I was actually working on something for this tutorial I'm going to record today with you guys. I'm going to record so the video I was trying to make is how to like customize your pad, right? Where changing profiles, using the function buttons, using the macro buttons, all those things we're going to go over today, and I'm going to try to record it live and post that. But some things I knew, some I didn't. I actually fell on something by accident that's super awesome that I might talk about in this video because that's for the next one. But anyway, here they do a really good ChatGPT. Sometimes I'll use this and I'll use this too. If you have a Google account, I hope everyone knows this, but you have something called Gemini for free. So if you don't want to pay for ChatGPT, you don't want to pay for blah blah blah, go to Google and just type in Gemini, Gemini, right? Boom. In the course is their product. They're gonna put it right at the top, right? So click on Gemini, and it might not, okay, I'm not logged in, but at the end of the day, as soon as you log in, it's gonna look just like this. And just start asking Gemini. And what the value here is, one of my relatives got laid off last year, right? And they were having a really hard time trying to figure out, hey, I'm applying for all these jobs, but the title is commanding sorter of properties and dynamics. And you're like, what the heck does that mean? That doesn't even make any sense. But then you go to Gemini, we would go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT had a clue, but it wasn't that good. We went to some Bing, Bing AI was okay, but it wasn't that good. Google was, for whatever reason, was returning the exact description. When like the end of the job she ended up getting, the title was weird, but the daily duties was exactly what Gemini found. So my point is, use the free things, or if you're building or doing something, make sure you use both or all three, whatever services you have, use them all, and then copy and paste. Like I'm here dropping, just copy and paste the same question to all of them, and and then compare the answers, because they will lie to you too. Like I was doing something last night and ChatGPT was flat out lying to me. It was telling me some things that I knew were real, and it was like, you could actually do it this way, and it was completely wrong. Or it was leaving things out. You could do this step 1, step 2, but I was like, what about step 3 is faster? And it didn't know. Oh yeah, with the Auto V2. I'm sorry. Let me pull up the Auto V2, and I'll check the chat in 2 seconds. I really wanted to share that because I think there's a ton of value in it. Where are you? Right here. Boom. Arcade Shock. Let's pull up so I don't forget. Boom. The Auto V2. Okay. Okay, I'll let me check the chat and then we'll start talking about this. Okay, good. Okay, so I see the Auto V2, Auto, DIY, JLF, Hayabusa, V1, V2, V5 kits, Auto DIY V2 plus. I would imagine you're probably talking about the Korean lever, because I think the Korean levers are more Tekken oriented. I think that's my assumption, right? That is my assumption. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. This is Auto. That's just the Octagate. I'll leave the Octagate the way it is. Okay, that I'm not too sure about here. Okay, huh. Yeah, I'll look into this more. Let me put on my other computer, and then I'll go down the rabbit hole of this and see what we're looking at. This Auto V2. And then my other thing is, I really like the removable shaft. For the way this product is made, it's so easy to carry around. You just lift it up, boom, it pops off, and you can go. So yeah, like I thought that was really cool. So maybe I may end up finding myself using that for like Street Fighter or any of the games that I play. The buttons. So back to the buttons. The Gravity KS, I hear nothing but good things about these. So I'm like really thinking I might just order some of these, kind of be done with it. But the KTs are coming, and there's no release date yet for the KTs. What did it say here? So zoom in. Based on available search results, there's no specific date for the KTs. That's what I figured. My thought was it would be out. For example, there's information about upcoming release of the Sapphire, which is planned for release sometime in 2024. So, I mean, I would assume, right, if I was running a business, my goal would be to have this announced and ready by October. So that way orders can be ready to be received by like Black Friday. And it isn't not on sale, but just in the US, we all know we tend to ball out and spend money. And I know I've mentioned this before, I'm going to say it again. I'll keep beating a dead horse. For all of us in the space, we love kind of messing with things and upgrading all the blah blah blahs. I really can't say enough. Make sure you put $5, $2, $10, $20 a check. Don't go to lunch today on Tuesdays. Whatever you figure out, put it in a separate savings account. Keep your bank account. Just you can go on the web in your mobile app or your browser. Just say add savings account. Just add one on the list. Add a savings account. Just call it spending money or junk money. Put that $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever, $2, whatever you can afford in there every check. Boom. Within 12 months, you're going to have, if you put $5, that's $10 a month, really, because we get paid twice a month in the US. You'll have, some money sitting there, even $50, $100. The more you put, you may have 200, whatever. But you kind of have some money just sitting ready to spend. You don't feel guilty, like, I spent all this money. Yeah, so that's just something I do, and it really helps. The V2 kit for JLF. Got you. I'll pull it up, Mitch. Thank you. Mitch is on it. Crafty, what's going on, brother? I have a Sanwa octagonal gate and dislike it. I stick with the square gates, and I'm a Sanwa purist. Oh, nice. It's funny because I switched that Mayflash. I put the octagon thinking, I could find the down, back, down, forward easier. With this, I don't plan to play the joystick a ton. And again, I wanted to show you all this thing because once you see it, it'll make so much sense. But you got to build suspense. You got to keep the audience wanting more, right? I'm running a television network here. You got to keep them wanting more. So I'm excited to share, and I'm glad that I have all of you guys to help me kind of work through this as like I said, finish up these other reviews. Because the review of coming out, if I can really buckle down and get it done, I actually got promoted using this pad, right? I was shocked. I can't wait to show that one. So that will hopefully be on this. Well, it's going to be this week because I got too many things in the backlog. I got to start using these products on stream to get the reviews out. So yeah, I'm excited to get that out there. What was this called? This is the V2 kit for JLF. JLF. We'll do this. Perplexity. Boom. Perplexity AI. Go back to Perplexity AI. And like those that don't know, again, this is the free Google essentially, right? But it gives you, or like ChatGPT, it's like a blend, and it gives you all your sources. So I want to buy a, was it Octa? Octa V2 kit for JLF from the Arcade Shock. I can't find it. Help. Boom. Let's see what it comes back with. That was fast. Boom, boom, boom. And it came with a bunch. Here's the product details. Let's see how this works out. The collection. Let's check the sources. Let's see what we get. And also on the side here, that has like images. Like I really like how they lay their details out for you in Perplexity. So here's a DIY. And what do you know? I think this might be it. So I'll look at that. These are just tops. Auto DIY. Okay, this is the same page. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. Same page. And now it's just the website. I'm just weeding out the junk, things that I already have open, right? Okay, boom. So it came back with these two. So I'm assuming it's probably this one here. Where'd my mouse go? Where's my mouse at? Where are you at? Modern games are good with leverless facts. Okay, I'm still a leverless purist, don't get me wrong, but like I said, I can't wait to just show you. I think it's going to be really cool when y'all see this. I do. Modern games go with levelers. Older games, pre-shredded 4, are better on stick. Oh, the old games do not have input shortcuts, making execution really strict. People playing MVC2 on levelers are probably having a hell of a time. Facts. Nice. So I've got this here. So I'll go down these two rabbit. The upgrade kit for the JLF and Hayabusa, Sanwa Denshi. Okay, so I'll look at these later, and I'll compare these two to figure out which one is for the Sanwa JLF. Because I don't want to sit here and read while you guys just watch me read on stream. It's kind of boring. Paste that over here. Boom. Okay. So, yeah. So then the button. So I'm at the point now where I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is, I think the gravities I'm gonna get for sure. I'm gonna get the black gravities. And what I'm probably going to do is, this one has the low profile switch buttons, which I really like these things. I do. So I'm going to keep these on here. It's already done. I'll put the gravity, because I have one Mayflash flat, one Mayflash joystick, which has Sanwa buttons that I really don't, they're fine, but I really don't like them. And then I have this other one, and I forgot, I have the Fightbox F4, right? And that has buttons on it. So I was thinking to myself, they have Sanwas. I've been wanting to upgrade those too. So I'm like, well, if I'm already going through this might be an opportunity to try different brands. So these for sure. And the other one I'm looking at are the Punkworks, which are these. Let me grab the link and I'll share you guys what I'm looking at. But like I said, the KTs, I keep telling myself, if I just wait for the KT, watch them come out the day after I order. I'd be so mad. Like I order these, which are just fine. These KSs, everywhere I've looked, everyone loves these things, right? And we all know Mitch. We trust Mitch. I trust your opinion, so I'm with you on it. And everyone's like backing what you're saying. But it's that, FOMO, right? What if the new ones come out? And plus they're adjustable. I'm like, I can lower it. My biggest thing is like with these I'm using now, the activation point is very fast, which I like. I don't have to press. They feel just like any other pad, right? I don't have to do much to make it activate. And when I was looking at some of the other ones, the activation was kind of long, which I was surprised. Not the gravity, but it was another one I was looking at that I was really shocked how long the activation time was. Here we go. Here's my carts. Let me grab the link to one of them. Punkworks. Yep, this one here. So this one, I'm looking at this guy here too. Pop this up here. Come over. So these. And I'm looking at these, the MX Silvers. No. It is, there's a particular button that I like That was really fast. On here, what I like is they tell you 2mm push start. It's kind of far, I can't see. It was like PS travel, something like that. But one was like 1 or 1.5, and it was like a blue and white. It's probably purple. I'm colorblind. Who knows? That one. This one. This one is 1mm actuation travel. So I think this is the one I need. The speed silver one. Where's my mouse? Some games just require the rolling motions like King of Hearts. Oh, gotcha. Just wait. I know, Vlog, right? Just wait for the KT. But I also don't want to sit on this review. Look, y'all, can y'all see? Y'all cannot see. I'm over here clicking around. Y'all can't see anything. This. Here we go. So, where's my mouse? Right here. So here, I'm definitely getting the Gravity KS. The Gravity S for sure. Right? So that'll cover one pad, no problem. This is what I have right now on the Mayflash, and this is Ticknock. And Ticknock, this is the Duelpad company. And for whatever reason, like when I search for things, they just kind of come up. It's like, you know, I have no bias to any company. Like, if anything, I would have a bias to Hot 42 because they have really stormed to the market. Everyone would notice. In the videos, a lot of times I have to put like Hot 42 in the name because it gets the most clicks. Like the one I just made for the quick start guide, to be honest, you can use that on any pad, right? Because they're all running the same OS underneath. But when I do things like that, the algorithm folks just don't really stay in tune with it, right? So I just reshot it and put, because, you know, my original thought was take the ASI, the Hot 42, the Duelpad, the Ticknock, take all the different things and make clips of each one in the video. But it just wasn't. I was like, nah, let me just do it this way. And I'm thinking about recording it multiple times for each vendor, but it's kind of tedious, so I digress. But like all the buttons, I kind of get them from here. Like they have a good products list, so I digress. Like these caps that I get here, all the aftermarket caps y'all see me use, if this is Ticknock, it should be. These are 18 packs. They come with tons. So anyway, so yeah, so this is what I have on there now. I'm definitely getting the gravities. And then where'd you go? This here. So I'm thinking about getting these punks. I've heard punk workshops are really good too. And again, they got the taller switches. It makes me nervous because the taller switches, they tend to activate slower, in my opinion. That could just be mental, I don't know. But the KOs are so snappy. So I'm always using Ghost of Wind engines, so I guess it feels different. But this one, the ASI LVL has really nice switches out the box. And also the Hot 42, the B16, I know it's the same as the G, but the B16, being the style it was, I guess maybe I held it in my hands different. That thing was really snappy too. So yeah, and actually the Gatorons, but I digress. But I'm hoping that these feel something like the ASI LVL, just fast activation, low travel. They sit low, which is really nice. They should be really flush and low. So it should be, it's like a button. That's what I want. I want it flush, low, and when I tap it, it activates. And something, try something different. What I want is a Hot 42 full box. Think hitbox size with traditional arcade buttons. Interesting. I've got. So this review is 2 reviews away, which is good because actually I got to order the parts, right? So, but Crafty, something I got working on. It's kind of what you're saying, what you're asking for. It's almost exactly that. It's like there's a slight variation, but it's almost exactly what you're asking for. I can't wait to show this. I should just. It's just us talking. It's just us. Anyway, I digress. All right, so yeah, so I think I'm gonna get these Punk Workshop buttons. I'm gonna get the gravities. Get the Punk Workshop. So that's the joystick, the new one, and the 5-box F1 or F4 is the third. So then the third, I'll wait for the KTs. But then, dang, if I like the KTs more, I gotta take everything back apart, which I hate. I hate taking boxes apart. That is not fun to me. I don't know why. Because all the wires, like my Mayflash, I was taking apart, and whatever reason, the stupid pins were so tight that the wires broke in half. Not the wire, like the metal head. I couldn't get it off, and it just broke in half. And I had to order a whole new wire set for like $5 or $6. Another reason to wait. Yeah, that is true. But I want this review out, and then also I don't want vendors to feel like we're sending you something and you're stealing our product, or like one vendor in particular, they had I guess like a marketing thing. I didn't know what they were doing, but they were kind of like, hey, when is this going to be out? It's like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, because I like to play with them, feel things out, and like find out what I don't like before I even start saying, because I've had pads I told you guys, I don't like this, and I'll make sure everyone knows. So I make sure I thoroughly review. And they were kind of like, okay, we understand, we have this going on or that going on. Or no, I went to their website and I saw a sale. So I'd already finished. I'd been playing the thing for over 10 hours. Like, well, let me just get the review out early, so that way it falls in line with their sale, because I feel like I'm not making any money, but if it's a good product, I should be helping them, you know, sell the product. They're not paying me to do it, right? But it's just, it feels like common courtesy to me. I could be overthinking it, but it feels like a common courtesy to me. Welcome to modding. Facts, Mitch. Facts. You know, you're right. You know, I should just suck it up, do the review, and then if I got to take it apart, I'll just take it apart again. It's not that, because even what I'm going to do with the 2, I'm actually going to take the brain of it out. And my plan right now is to put in GP2040 board in there. And I can't even show you all the board, because then you're going to know the vendor name, because it's specific to this vendor. Let me see if I can show you all this. And I can go to All Fight Sticks. All Fight Sticks will have it. Allfights.com. Here you go. This at least give a clue what I'm about to do. And I hope Zaza comes. I haven't seen Zaza in forever. Remember that it was like 2 weeks ago. Zaza has something for us, and he never told us. He just dropped the bomb and just walked away. Oh, actually, I got to show you all Premiere. Let me show you all this Premiere too. But my thought is to put something like this. There you go, $60. Boom. Right. It's sold out now, but take their board out and then put in you know, a GP24. Basically, make it like all the HOTS and things like that. I've had a very good experience with those boards, and I think it'll be a really nice addition. I wonder if I could do this to the well. I don't have to. The Mayflash is already ready to go, so I'm not going to worry about that. But this box in particular, I have to use an adapter, and I don't know if it's my extension cord. I don't know what's going on, but even the tick knock I noticed the other when I was playing even on stream, I don't know if it's wiggling loose. Maybe I need to get another one or squeeze it, or crimp it maybe or something, because yeah, maybe something with it. But anyway, I digress. Let's show this Premiere. So here's the Premiere. Let me grab the link. This I thought was really cool. So where are the pictures? Where's the pictures? Okay, there's one picture. Oh wait, they have a Twitter. I'll go on their Twitter. They have more in there. I know it's X now, right? So this is kind of stupid, but is there anything inappropriate in here? No, okay, good. It's clean. Perfect. We'll see if this lets me show it. If not, I'll just show you what they sent in the Discord. So this just got announced. Oh, I gotta be logged in. Twitter. They want your money. They want your information. All right, here we go. Boom. This is the new Duelpad Zen. Zoom, please. Zoom, please. Zoom, please. And I'm gonna grab their video because the video is actually cooler. But look at that layout. And it wasn't until I just opened Discord like a minute ago. That looks just like Discord, like the Discord logo, which I don't mind. It's kind of funny. It's ironic, but I thought that was a pretty cool, like, Duelpad. What I like about them is, they, in my opinion, at the point now, they really try to like, they're different. Like their buttons are close together, which can cramp my hands up sometimes. But the build quality feels beefy. It has like the silencing pads under it. They really try to like, okay, look, we're gonna come in here. What can we do that's different and also provide value? I was talking with them one day about something. I was pinging their lead or what have you on the Discord or somewhere, and he was like, yeah, I'm thinking about maybe putting, doing this or doing that. And everything he was saying was just more value. And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't want to like hurt your bottom line, but he wasn't. It wasn't like I want to get rich or we got to sell all this. It was just like, look, I think this is cool and I think people like it. What do you think? It was very in tune with that. And I was like, oh wow, or I really want this because I think it provide value. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. And again, I don't know these people, but just from the conversations I've had, I was like, well, I can really tell they, I don't know, they like what they do, and yeah. And why are you? Where is the video link? Because I want to share all the video. I know I see. Where did I save it to? Right here, boom. I found the playlist. Where are you? Oh, did they pull the video? No, it's on Twitch right now. Where are you? Where are you? Technology, stop fighting me, please. Just give me the link. Complexity, Duelpad Gaming, YouTube channel. And then we'll start doing this tutorial live. And actually I'm going to program this pad live. There it is, found it. Boom, here it is. Here it is. Okay, now we can show this. Like, good grief, that was frustrating. Let me check the chat while I'm doing this. What's the modding up? Modding is like facts, both Mitch and Crafty. No. So warning that the pass-through dongle that AFS sells is very large. I have it actually, not compatible for all. Oh, okay. I'll make sure I be aware of that. That's a good, because I see what you mean when you screw it all in. I wonder if I spin it around, but I know what you mean. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yep, it is bigger. Yep, I like the layout. Right, the layout is different, right? It is weird to want a button for the left hand little finger. Let me pull it up. If you play shooters on keyboard, you have muscle memory for. Oh, gotcha. For most folks, this is a passion project that doesn't yield monetary returns. Facts. Don't be surprised if most folks experiment with cool things at a loss. That is very true. Very true. We were in an insert time of fighting games. Everyone is a custom controller or custom layouts. Facts. Just a decade ago, people were making sticks with standard layouts because people borrowed them. Yeah, I believe it. Here it is right here. So here, make sure the volume's turned off. I don't want to get dinged like I did last time. And I'm gonna make it full. Is that too big? If I go full screen, can y'all see? Let me come out of full screen because I know OBS kind of acts weird. How does that look there? Oh no, I can perfect full screen, perfect. Let's go back. Okay, so first of all, some things I like, some things I don't like. So, well, let's start the negatives. That way I can just talk about all the positives because there's so many things I like about this. Let me get the things I don't like out the way early. The buttons, and y'all can't see my mouse. For whatever reason, and let me turn my web camera so you guys can see what I'm about to talk about here. Where are you? This one. So, when you really look close here, right? I know, and again, I have big hands. I wear a XXX riding glove. My hands are long, right? So I'm in the normal bunch. You guys are weird, ha ha ha, right? So I know a lot of folks like the buttons. They can't reach. Like I've seen complaints, some different comments saying, "Hey, I love the T, but I can't reach. What should I buy as an alternative?" Oh, and I got something new for the S that just showed up too. I can't wait to show you all that. And there's like I got so much stuff in the backlog. All right. So anyway, so see how the button ring here? So there's the actual button you push and the ring. So technically, the T button is this big. So in theory, the gap between the T buttons, there really is no gap. So when I use this, sometimes my hands, because see, I'm already sliding off right here. I'm already sliding off right there because my fingers are used to like the hot T and M plus and what have you. So the Duelpad A16, A14, I love those pads. They're really cool. They're like really well built. Their buttons are slightly closer together. When I reached out to him, he was like, "Hey, look, our audience is heavy East Asia, and they have a problem saying, look, the buttons are too wide, so they make it closer together. So it's not." And what I love, and I always have to clarify when people that are watching that have never seen me talk before, whenever I'm getting a negative, it's not a real negative. Well, some are. In this case, it's not a real negative. This is about me. I'm being greedy, selfish. This is about me, right? Moosetache. That's a cool name. Are putting GP2040 in that already? Are you putting GP2040? Actually, I'm putting GP2040 in another pad, and I'm going to show you today how to configure GP2040 in just a minute. So Duelpad, what I noticed is they're big button caps I like, but they're just slightly close together. So now let me go back to the picture. When you look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Oops, wrong view. Where's the web view? Boom. Where's the video? Let me come out so y'all can see. So if you look close, these four buttons on the top right, so the M2, the left, down, right, the rims are almost touching. And oh, it has rings too, which is really cool. It has, so I'm imagining it's the same, it's probably the same button I'm using right now, the same like a type build style, I guess. So it's gonna have the rings like this, like a button, and the button that's, it looks like they're big buttons too, which I hope they're big buttons because I love the big buttons. I can't tell. But yeah, so what else do I not like? So we get to all the good stuff. Even the right hand side, the buttons, the rings are super close together, so the buttons will be close. Which again, that's not a problem. All right. Yeah, so now let's talk about the good stuff. It's got rings, which I don't really care, but I get asked about that so much. People care, so that's a huge plus. The color, this look. So the Duelpad A14 is such a good, it's the same as A16. It's such a good pad, but the thing was pink. And I know we're all thinking it's 2024. Nobody cares about pink, purple, blah, 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 blah. Well, my brother and my nephew come over and they, it was just kind of early in the pads. I think I had 5 or 6 pads at the time. So they tried all the different brands out and they picked the one they like and we ordered them. Well, the A14, my brother got that one. But at first he was kind of like, why is it pink? Like, oh, is this one for girls? Like, where's the other one? You know, it's like, it's not even like a thought. Even my kids are little, and yeah, I mean, my nephews, my nieces, like, you show any kid, it's, I don't know, it's human nature, in modern world, human nature. We're just like, oh, is that supposed to be for me? Like, anyway, I digress. But this color, to me, it's like a black navy blue. I'm colorblind, so it could be, I don't know what color it is, but it looks awesome. And I love the waves in it. I wish they made the rings black and put black keycaps, but I'm pretty sure they didn't do that, because then it would just be like a big black slab, right? So I get it, but I digress. But this looks so nice. I love the 2 up buttons on the bottom, the arrows, the extra buttons on the sides. This, I'm kind of burned through the video, and I'm gonna come back to the beginning. Can I make this loop? Where's the button? Can I loop this? No, I can't make it loop. Okay, so I'll come back to the beginning. But this thing, it has a web configurator in the middle of the pad. I've never seen that before, and I'm sure someone else is doing it, but I haven't seen it. And I was like, wait a minute, that's new. That's actually kind of cool. Like, it's, so he's going through settings and setting and saving on the fly. So imagine, look, boom, it restarted itself. So imagine you're you want to change your SOCD. I kind of know the buttons. I mean, today I'm going to show you guys how to do it with super easy. Like, do another button, change your profile. What a button! Like, all little things you want to do that need to go into web config. And that's the bigger thing. I was talking to someone in Discord, and they were kind of frustrated. Like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but I don't have a computer. So I was like, oh, plug it to your Android phone. It didn't work. It was giving me problems. So I was like, oh, okay, you may have to borrow friends, right? But imagine just doing it on the fly. Like, what, I don't need anything. Just do it. Why do I need all this stuff? I should just do it right here. That is really cool. Are you putting G24? Yeah, I have small hands, so this is good for me. Facts vlog, right? This is really cool. You have a meetup weekend. You bring your setup and your stick, and you would stay with your setup. Wow, it's kind of crazy when you look back, right? We feel like dinosaurs, and it's really like 2 years ago, 5 years ago. It's really not that long ago, but technology moves so fast, and I feel like the modern world is moving so fast that all these things we used to have to do, it really does make you feel like a dinosaur. Like, this fun fact here: anyone that's if you're over the age of 10, no, I'm sorry, if you're over the age of 20, because you would be 10 in 2014. Basically, my point is, if you were born the year, or like 9/11, right? So, you know, around that time, 10 years later is roughly 2011. They were still talking about HD TV, 1080p. Now, anyone that has kids today, any kid born today, has no clue what you dinosaurs are talking about when you say it's HD. Because all they know is, what do you mean? This is TV. This is what TVs always look like. It's always been this clear, this crystal clear. Blu-ray, what's the big deal? It's just a disc. Just stick it in. It's always, look. They don't even know what it's like to watch TV on like glass. Like a glass dome, right? This big hard box that you were scared to knock over because it'll crush your feet. Nice. I put GB24. Oh, you did in your F500 flat and made a cut. What? Moosetache. If you're on Discord, send me a message. If you can, send me a picture in Discord, or if you mind sharing, right? I would love to show folks your pad, because that is awesome. And I'm curious how you did it. That is cool. So Moosetache, he's saying that, nice. I put GB2040 on my Mayflash F500 flat and made a cut out for the screen. So he put a screen, GB2040, all on this device here. That is awesome. That's wild. That's really cool. Mitch, real men rock big. Facts. Who was that? Was that Cameron back in 2000s, right? When he was from Harlem. So those in the U.S., or if you're not in the U.S., you may not know. Like, I'm originally from Philly, so I'm from the East Coast, but my parents were military, so I moved around everywhere. And I would go home for the summer, and then, watch the styles change around. Because I lived north, south, east, and west of the whole country, so I've kind of seen how every side of the country has kind of done their thing, right? Because I went to school there, so I got to see the really ground level. And I remember when Cameron and Dipset came out, it was kind of funny how, pink was their thing, and they really normalized, like, look, it's not a big deal. And I have some salmon things. We say salmon. We're men, right? We say salmon. So I have some salmon shirts, but I had one in particular. I think my wife got it for me, and I went to work, and again, being like, I'm color, I could see neons, but I didn't know it was this neon. And so one of the girls, she was like, "That's a really pink shirt." And I was like, "Oh, it's kind of like a salmon." She's like, "No, that is pink, and it's bright. It was like a neon. Like, it was really. We had such a good laugh." My Discord. I should know this, Moosetache. Let me find it. And I'll send it to you right here. But yeah, we had a really good laugh, and I rock it every now and then, but it's pretty funny. And Mitch is out there. He's out there in the islands. You better be rocking the tropical colors. You got to stand out. Oh, sorry, I can't remember Mitch's marriage. Never mind, Mitch. I take that back. Mitch, Rich Franklin's shorts were always pink brown. He'd walk out of the ring to Hall and Oates song. That is so funny. That is funny. Vlog, they think you're old if you're playing on a PS2. Facts, Vlog, right? It's so crazy that, like, you think on something, like, okay, I remember them saying, oh, that's classic rock. You know, and that was like 70s music. I remember, you know, there was, you go to work and people listen to classic rock just to get to the hours. And now, like, I've never really thought about it, but anyone that knows who Biggie is, Tupac, I don't know, Nirvana, like, Korn, anyone that knows a 90s band, that's classic rock. That's classic hip. They don't say it. We have classic hip hop now, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I digress. But yeah, if you have a TV now, don't forget, your kids look at you like a dinosaur when you say, oh, it's an HD or it's 1080p or it's 4K or whatever. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about, dinosaur. I just know it's a TV and it's crystal clear because my eyes are delicate. I can't ruin my eyes with these old school TVs. They have no clue. See, Vlog got it. Vlog is cracking up. He gets it. Like, anyway, okay, so let me see here. Yeah, sure, man. Not exactly done. Need to make it look nicer. Okay, so let me find my Discord links I sent to you. I'm a quarter on the bezel. Oh, facts. But yeah, it's super wild because even folks that say if you're 21, technically to the eyes of a kid now, you're still kind of old. You saw that the progression. So yeah, before I send the Discord, let me finish talking about this pad and Moosetache. I want to figure out how to get this link to you. So yeah, so I think this is so awesome having this button here. And look, what I like too is the DOIO. The HitPad Pro, I like that thing. It's really nice. And I actually just switched the buttons out. I might play that today so I can try it out because I haven't had time to really mess with it. I might try it a couple rounds. And then I need to get back to my M Plus because she's been missing me. And anyway, so what I like is the nub is high enough where it doesn't bump into your fingers. Oh, boom. Is that perfect? I got you. Found me. Perfect. Thank you. You're faster than I am. So thank you so much, Moose. Thank you. And Moose, please put a yes in the chat if I'm allowed to share your picture that you're going to send me. Because I want to post this. I want to, just like I do Mitch. Mitch will send things, and I want to make sure that you don't have like any paperwork on your desk, no addresses. You know, make sure the little things, right? No nudity, all that stuff. We're adults, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't want to dox you as well, and that's not cool. So send me a picture that's good. And I can't wait to share because I love your concept. That's awesome. What did Mitch say? Girl asked me last night at the bar why I had on bacon. That was her favorite color. See, Mitch is working the game. Mitch knows the game. Like, we all remember when we were in the game. Those that are not married remember when you were in the game. You had to find your angle. Because when you walk into a room, either you're the musclest guy in the room, you're the loudest guy in the room, you're the funniest guy in the room, or you're that dude off to the side with your homeboys, or you had a wingman that's really good. You had your technique. And Mitch's like, look, I'm in the tropical place. I'm rocking my pinks, my yellows. Obviously, I'm going to stand out, and it worked. Look at that. Is that pink? That's my favorite color. Boom. I said because her brother looked good at pink, and she agreed. Mitch got lines. He brought the attire and the lines. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is so funny. That is so funny. So brother got to look good in pink. Nice. Mitch just found himself a wife. Boom. Okay, cool. Got you. Sure. Okay, go. You say sure. All right. So let me grab this link. And wow, you put the screen right there. All right. So you guys are gonna like this, and we're gonna keep talking about this Duelpad Zen. And what's what's interesting too is, Moose, give me 2 seconds. You really can't find, if you go on, like when I Googled this, I found their Twitter. I didn't even know they had a Twitter, so I found their X page and it kind of sent me through it. But on their Discord, they have all the details. So I need to put that in the description also, or let me drop that link so you guys that are curious can see more. Why is my mouse fighting me? But yeah, I'm really excited. Right now they're saying October for this, and we'll see how that plays out. Where are you, Discord? Right here. Come back. All right, I'll find the link. Give me 2 seconds. Like, I'm talking, I'm entertaining, I'm playing, I'm doing all these things. So it looks like I'm not a mess like this normally, but it's hard to do all these things at once and not leave dead air where I'm just like not saying anything while I'm trying to figure out the links. So I'm trying to do it at the same time. But yeah, again, this is such a cool concept that I've never thought about, like, yeah, why do I need to unplug it, hold start, plug into computer, unplug it, reboot? And sometimes you hit the reboot thing and it doesn't reboot, so you got to unplug it again, hold start, like all that. And what I do personally, I never unplug the USB-C. Like I'll do it on camera just because of the way my desk is set up. But when I'm alone, I leave the USB-C plugged into the pad. I put the cord in my cord manager so I don't mess it up, and then I will hold start this with my pinky and I'll plug it into my extension cord with the proper USB side, so that way only thing I'm wearing out is the proper side, not the actual power plug, because we all know that port wears out. But I say all that to say, this is so nice that you just do it on the fly. And again, there's gonna be limits to what you can do, but let's be honest, how much are you really changing it on the fly? You'll change your profile on the fly, guaranteed. So it's nice you don't have to do that. You'll change your color, little things like, why can't I just do it right now? You know, so that I think this is really cool. And I can't tell if it's bigs on the, like 2 bigs on the bottom and the rest are smalls. I cannot tell yet. So I'm hoping it's bigs all around, like the A16, A14, because I love the way they did those pads. And those are only, like, and again, I say there's negatives about the finger spacing, but they're actually not. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a really good pad. And I push the pad people all the time. My brother he loves this thing. And my nephew got the R16, you know, that was his preference. But what I love is there's so many options for all of us. We don't have to marry one thing, or like Crafty was saying, you kind of had to essentially copy someone else because you're not being a copycat. They got it right. It was so hard back then to figure out. I say back then, it's 2 years ago, to figure out, okay, what works, what doesn't work, what pieces actually are compatible with other pieces, all those things, right? So it's nice to know it's going to work out the box and you can have it how you want it. I think that is so awesome. But yeah, look at that. That is slick. All right, so now let's pull up Moosetache. Let's grab his photo. Where's the picture at? Right here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. Come on, my mouse is fighting me. Stop fighting me. Zoom in, please. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Look at that. So did you switch your buttons? I think you did switch the buttons. What buttons did you use? Because we were just talking about buttons, Moosetache. Because right now we're looking at the Quamba Gravity KS, waiting for the Quamba KTs, which are still going to happen. The Punk Workshop V whatever with the speed silver switches in there. Yeah, but these look really nice. These might be gravities, I wonder. But that is so cool. So you just pop the new board in here, put the screen right there on the top, and you were off to the races. Look at that. Wow, that is legit. I like that. Let me check the chat. I'm sorry, not checking the chat. Let's play that. I feel they're okay, but I had Crown 202 buttons from my other stick. Oh, these are Crown 202s. Okay. If you hold start and square and triangle while it's plugged in, it'll go into facts. That is true, but you have to remember that, right? And then what also happens is, since I'm always jumping from pad, and so it's like myself and the audience, we're kind of have a fun relationship where all of you guys, you're kind of living technically with your one pad the majority of the time, right? I know all of us have multiple, so just bear with me. I'm always switching vendors, or this time of year, because there are low points. Like July was pretty slow. There's points where it's slow. I'm just using the same one consistently. But sometimes I'm switching around and I'll forget what is what, or like what buttons does this. Because like even the ASI LVO, they built so many features into that pad that I use them, but I can't marry myself to the because when I switch pads, I'll forget how to do stuff. So, but you're so spot on. Holding different things, I love that. And that's cool how you can just do on the fly. I love that. Without taking out the USB-C. And I'm going to show you guys today how to do that on the firmware. Let me write that down. I'll show you guys how to do that what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the turbo button into a function button. I'll show you how to do it. Function, turbo, reboot GP 2040. 2040. All right, boom. Without taking the USB-C, facts, Moosetache. Vlog, this is a good QOL, to be honest. It's facts. And you do it again, out of boot mode. Got you. Like you said, it saves some time. You want changes in the facts, right? Crown 202, speed silvers. Okay, nice. Yeah, I got to make the screen cut out better. You know, honestly, here's my fear, Moosetache. You're going to try to fix it perfect, and you're going to go too far. The way you have it now, from the angle you took that picture, dude, you did a good job. Just leave it. I would hate for you to it looks, I see the defect you're talking about, right? but you did such a good job. I wouldn't even, unless it's easy to do, because the thing with the Mayflash too, a lot of these boxes is you got to take everything apart to fiddle with things. Like if you want to just change the artwork, you have to take all the pins off, all the buttons off, take the acrylic apart, put it, sandwich it all back together, and like all the rinse and repeats, it takes forever. Whereas these flat pads, I just unscrew 6 screws, lift the top off, put it back in, screw it back together, I'm done. All right, so if you do it, but as a guest looking at your pad, right, I think this is awesome, and I think you did a really good job with zoom in, and also why are you not zooming? Why are you fighting me right now? Let's zoom. There it goes. Zoom. Oh, it's tight as it goes. Yeah, you did an awesome job, man. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta make the screen cut better. No, it looks fine. Code, what's going on, brother? Code's in the house. That's exactly what I did with my turbo buzzer. Okay, nice. Let's get it. Sin, Siren Souls in the house. What's going on, Sin? The correct rabbit hole. Been there. Facts. Facts. And for Code and Sin, I don't think you guys just saw this. Duelpad just announced this. This is the Duelpad Zen. Look at that. So it's funny, from this angle, it looks like large buttons all around, which I hope it is. And maybe it's large with 2 smalls on the bottom left and right. The M1 and RS, maybe they're smalls. I can't tell. I'd say RS, but I'm gonna take that out anyway. I don't really care. That my hand's too big. My thumb sits right there. I'm gonna tap that thing. It's gonna frustrate me. Or I might just disable it. Who cares? But I love the look of this. And the shape. At first, I was like, well, is the shape gonna stab me in the legs? But then I thought about it. I could care less because this looks awesome. You walk in with this thing put in your lap. People's like, you got the Black Mamba. Like, what is that? And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. It looks black to me. It could be a navy blue or purple. I don't know. But the top looks black, and that looks. And wait a minute. They've got black screws in this thing. I just ordered some black screws off of Focus Attack, and I got some AliExpress. But I'm trying to figure out because I kept coming up with, when I went with black screws, it kept bringing me to belt screws, which I never heard of. But if you grommet belts, I learned as I'm like looking for something else, I learned how to make belts somehow. If you make belts, you can buy these and not even really black. There's like to me, they look like a copper black to me. Whereas this looks like the Focus Attack. They look like proper black, and I hope they're metal, not like a metal plastic type of feel. This thing, the start and select on the top right, the turbo and home on the top left. Wait a minute. There's an RGB button on here. You can you don't have to do commands to change your colors. Just press RGB and it'll change the colors on the fly. They could have moved this slightly more to the left, but I don't think anybody's gonna touch it. Who cares? This is legit. Oh wait, no, are they? Yeah, they are black buttons. Are they black or silver? I can't tell. It's the image. I don't care. This thing looks nice. I like this. Can I do a poll? Oh, I can't. I wonder if I can do a poll. That'd be cool to see what you got. I think everyone will. Well, I probably have to do it in the chat, like a yes if you like, yes, like, no, you dislike this design or this pad idea, what have you. But I think it's really cool. And this very akin to what Hofred 2 did with the U, right? The U16. I'm trying to get a U16 so I can get that in here because that one is, I want to see it in person. Let me check the chat here. Wait, go back. Oh, you saw? Okay, nice. You did see it. Nice Code. Yeah. It's shaped like the Discord. It's funny. That's exactly what I said. Sam. It looks and I didn't realize until I clicked Discord. I'm like, wait a minute. But at the same time, that's actually kind of cool because it's like, well, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It actually has it has its own presence, what I really like too. I saw this Friday. And will it be small or large? Well, okay. Off the look of it, I'm willing to bet money. Not willing to bet money. I have a family, but I'm not a gambler. But to me, just off the base of it, I have a very good feeling this is large, which makes me happy because I prefer large pads. The way I could tell too is the bottom. For my eyes, the bottom 2 are definitely large buttons, right? So if I go one large on which is where it is, if I put another button under it, would be a second large. This is definitely a large pad, which is good. So this would be. Let me grab the dual pad. Hold on. So here we go. Don't drop it. Come on, stop fighting me. I got too much stuff on my desk. Let me change the view real quick. Change the camera. I love my new camera views. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Right, so here, which camera looks clear? Which one's clear with this here? Actually, I might need to do this dual pad. Yeah, this was easier to see. Let me switch dual pads. Hold on. And again, this is the A14. When you put art on this thing, it looks so much better. But that, I feel like I'm bashing pink today. Like, I don't really care. I have a pink shirt. What do I care? But, you know, when you look at, and let me pull up their link. I'll pull up their link to show. When you look at the Zen compared to what they did out the box, the other ones, the Zen looks so nice. And this is the large. These are all large buttons across, lots of space. This is really well done. And here's the 16, which is the same thing, just 2 buttons by the head, right, by the eyes. But that kind of gives you a better view, and that's how I can tell it's large. Because see this button here, that's large. If I put one right below it, there's still like a gap, so I know for sure that's going to be a large pad. You know, I might play with the dual pads today in honor of the dual pad announcement, right? We'll do like a dual pad announcement party, play with the dual pad. Switch the view back. Yeah, so this is definitely a large pad. And it's ergonomic, which I'm excited to see. I can't tell, is the split proper split? Oh, so the ergo's a little up and down. It's actually slanted a little to the left. So it's almost like the DOIO. Interesting. So I wish they would have gone, maybe there wasn't enough space if they would slant it the other, like a standard slant. But again, when I'm saying these negatives, they're not real negatives, right? Because I like this thing. I want this thing. It's just, I don't know. I like to give both angles. That's me. You saw this on, I saw this Friday. And will it be small, large? Okay, it's large. Nice. I did not see the price. Yeah, I don't see the price either. And I'll be honest, it's going to sound weird to say, I'm not too stressed about it because let me pull up this dual pad. That's another thing. Their prices are actually really competitive, like really good. They are, I won't say find their footing because there's nothing wrong with their pads. I like their stuff, so it's not like that. I think the audience, like the world as a whole, where did I find them? Let's go to AliExpress. They are, I think people are still like learning about the brand. They're not familiar. Everyone knows hot because there's tons of hot stuff out there, right? But like I said, I use the dual pad all the time when I'm not doing tons of reviews, right? Man, you guys see me on stream. I've done tournaments with it. I use it on stream all the time. They're very well made pads too. And I have it here. I'll show you guys the creature comforts too. That things that I hope I cover it in the review, but where's the link? Dual pad. There it is, boom. Found it. All right, so let me share this with you guys. And again, like I said, when you come and you see this, it's kind of a turn. Where is my mouse? Why are you fighting me today? Boom. So when you come and you look at the A14, it sends you here. You're like, wait, okay, that's 16 buttons. What's going on? So, and even this is the A16. You know, if you're new to AliExpress, the price is $50. That's cheap, and it's the same size as a T. I'm gonna show you guys on camera. Hold on. Let's okay. We'll go over price, and I'll show you what it looks like. So then you come over here, and that's where you start finding the other ones. So yeah, and another thing, I do not like the V1 switches. They always break. That is just me. I mean, you like what you like, and there's tons. I have the sample pack. I've tried all the V1s. They have very nice options, but every single one of them, I've broken every pad I've had with V1s. Somewhere along the way, when I start customizing things, these dumb things break, and it's by design. And if it's a keyboard, this will never break. For a gaming controller where people are sliding their fingers or doing God knows what, adding O-rings, you're lifting it up even higher, they break. So I think they're good for keyboards, but for controllers, I prefer the V2s because then you can get your ghost in your window and you can ball out, right? But anyway, so when you look at and again, you want the core. I think it's supposed to be cross. They spelled that wrong. It says cores with 2 S's. I think it's cross, right? But the EPIG, stay away from. Get the cross. I have both. So you come here. Here's the A14 because I really don't use the 2 top buttons very much, so I didn't really need them. But what I liked about so what I liked about this is let me show you a visual. Where's my camera? Change my camera view, and I'll check the chat. 2 seconds. Okay. So here's the 16. The 14, just imagine these 2 buttons here. They're gone. Everything's the same. It's actually the same board. What I like is, I just did this the other day messing around. But the way this sets right here, my thumb, see how my thumb sits right here? I'd never hit this button. Never. So I was kind of shocked. Like, I've done so many 16 button, 21, 15 button pads, so many big pads, right? I was like, I usually just pull this out and tape it down. I never hit it because the way they're set up here is it doesn't touch. And actually, these are kind of close too. You don't feel it, but these are all larges down, and this is a nice gap. And then these are over here, all the different things. What else am I going to talk about? Yeah, so I loved that how that they do that there. It's really, it's different than anyone else does. And I really like it. Let me check the chat here. Price level this time to work. Catch it. Oh, no, latest crafting up. I probably missed you, but thanks for tuning in, brother. Catch you next time. If you're streaming or playing on Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll hit you up. Facts. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Crafty's fun. Like he's working on Paul, and he's getting in. I forgot to tell him I had some videos. I'll show him on Tuesday. YouTube sent me down the rabbit hole because it's always listening, right? On some different videos that he could check out to get his Paul down. Those are unique menu buttons. Facts. What new camera did you get? Code. I didn't change my camera yet. I made a different layout in OBS. Because usually you guys, I would show y'all like this, and I would kind of move around. Because they're technically side by side, so I would kind of bounce back and forth you guys because it would act funny with the lighting. But now I'm doing it like this. I just made it full screen, so whichever camera is playing the nicest. Now you guys, I know a lot of people watching their phones, right? Because I watch a lot of things on my phone, and my thought is with this, you guys probably can't see that good, or even with this, you really can't see. It's really far. So let me try to help you guys provide value and make it bigger for you guys to see, right? The multi-directional option button is interesting, right? Similar approach to how some TVs do. Facts. That is so true. And hopefully, once we get a hold of it, we'll feel it. But I think it's a cool concept. I'm curious how it goes. Are we going to be able to use that UI thing for GB20 like Duelpad? So Moosetache, if you're saying what I think you are, the pad is GB2040. They've always been GB2040. What's nice about this is, I don't know what their engineer did, and I'm in the GB20 Discord. I'm trying to do some things there as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if all this stuff was already built into it, just no one added the extra nub button, and not because they didn't care. I think and again, we're kind of like we're controller nerds at this point, right? I think all of us, the average person walking in doesn't know as much as we do, and you guys know more than me. I'm learning through all of you while we're all kind of sharing, learning together, right? So that nub to change the settings, I just think no one ever really, even again on the top left, there's an RGB button up there. I think no one just ever thought about, well, do people even care? Because most people just grab, like my brother. I know, I would almost bet money he is not grabbing this thing, or even my nephew grabbing it and plugging it in and changing the colors, changing the button, changing the functions. They kind of like, all right, let me set up today. Is it working? Okay, let's play. I got things to do. When I get in here, I play. And we all have games we're passionate about. Like one of my brothers, he plays the UFC game all the time. He loves that game. I'm sure if he sat down, he could find the perfect control, Victrix or Duelpad Pro, all the different, not Duelpad, but you know what I'm saying, DualSense things. He'll find what works for him, and he'll customize it, and he'll kind of go down that rabbit hole. But I digress. But yeah, I think they may be one of the first that I've seen that does this. And now I think once companies see this, not just controller companies, but the GB2040 applies to everything, like keyboards, all these different things. I think we're going to see this nub and this screen being used for a lot more features in the future, and I'm really excited to see that. Moosetache vlog, the purple, it's kind of cool though. Oh, so it's purple. Okay, so the pad is a purple color. It looks cool. Yeah, it looks like, when it comes to my fighting gear, I want it to look violent. So it looks classy but violent. Like when I walk in, I'm a gentleman, and when your character is done on the ground and you're upset, I can leave like a savage, right? Like a savage. FS, what's going on, FS? When's the Switch comparison coming out? Switch comparison. It's I know who this is. We talked in Discord. That is coming. So I have. Let me change my camera. I did not forget about you at all. So those that don't know, let me tell you what's going on. So in the Hot 42 Discord, I checked in there, and mind you too, before I wasn't in Discord a ton, and you guys may know, some may have known, some may not, and all the different vendors or different things I'm in, I kind of bounce in and out because I get overwhelmed sometimes where I'm like, I need to turn my brain off, so I won't really, even texting, like sometimes my mom will text me and I'll reply like 6 hours later. It's she's learned now not to get offended, or my grandma too, she'll call, I'll be like, oh, I know you're busy. Like, anyway, So I'm more in Discord lately because the class project I'm on for my masters, the team, we're all using Discord at the moment as our tool to talk instead of Teams or Slack or whatever. So that's why I've been commenting more, and you guys may notice, you may see me more in there. So FS asked, we were talking about the switches, and he was kind of asking, I think, about the deep C. I forgot what the conversation was, but the point being is this. At the current moment, I have the reds right here. You'll see the reds. So I have the Kale V2 reds, which we all have, right? I have the crystals, which most of us have because it's the same thing. I have the ghosts, the wind engines, which are basically the same thing. The wind engines are slightly, anyway, they're basically the same thing, right? But then at talking with you all, learning more about this, I started getting more in stock, right? So now I have the silence that I got from Potato on the Hot 42. I have the deep C that I got from AliExpress. I have the ghost. Ghost has two other versions. So Ghost is linear, they have Phantom, they have Wizard, and I forget which is which, but either way, it's linear, clicky, tactile. Ghost, and you order it how you want, but Ghost, Phantom, or Wizard will get you there, right? So I have all those. So red, crystal, silent, deep sea, wind engine, Ghost, Phantom, Phantom, Wizard, and I think I have one more. So maybe like 9 that I have. And the thought was, hey, can you do a sound test? So I have the table downstairs. I got the mic down there. I'm going to bend my mic and just tap away. And the question was, should I just do one button at a time? Ghost, wind engine, like, because, that way you could do one and just tap, 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 we've all seen these videos where they're tapped up. And my fear was I didn't want to load it all with 10 or with 12 Ghost, 12 wind, because it takes me time, right? I got to stop what I'm doing, unload each one, load it back in, and also I don't want to wear my pads out. So I'm not going to use my Hot 42s that I use all the time, because I don't think anyone's ever done that where you switch switches. That's what, 9 times? Actually 10, because I'm going to take it out 9, and then I'm going to put it right back to stock. I don't know how it's going to last or live if I do it 10 times, right? So I'm going to get a pad. I don't use that 3D printed pad. I'm going to take that one and I'll pop them in. And the question, at this discussion we had was, just take them all out and then switch them out. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but I may just do one at a time just to get the videos done. And then maybe I'll do a second one, which is here's all 10. And FS, here's why. I have a pad that I got to get the review out for ASICs. Actually, I ranked up with that pad. I want to get that out the way. I have homework to do, but I also have another pad that's on the shelf right now. I got to get out for you guys. And then I have this new one that Mitch and Craft and Vlog, we've all been talking about today, and Sin, like we all been kind of talking about and Moosetache, the KS, all the things. I have to modify that one and order the parts so that way I can get that video as well. And then I have a tutorial I'm going to do today with you guys. I'm going to try to do it today and see if I can get this as like an official video. So I digress, but I didn't forget about you. That's the whole thing. So I appreciate your patience, and that's where I'm coming from. So avoid V1s. Gotcha. Yeah. Vlog. That is my personal opinion. I am not a fan. Can y'all see me? Where's my? Yeah, you can see. Let me grab a V1 pad. So actually, I'll grab 2, right? So here, this is the Tiki Taka. So this Tiki Taka S15, I love this ergo layout. This one is like really nice. But it came with the V1 switches, and that video was the longest video I ever made. I was kind of frustrated and I kept talking, and then I was editing it, and it sounded like I was being redundant. It got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm tired of editing this dumb thing. Just put it out. Right? It is what it is. I can actually remake that video shorter, just like the highlights. I'll call it something, and I digress. Out the box, like as soon as in the video, as soon as it comes on, you'll see me like showing everything in the box. One of the switches they give you, and what's weird is most companies give you the switch, and that's kind of it. So TikTok was really nice, and I love that it has the 3 USB-C ports. This is definitely a version 1. When they get the version 2 with the screen and the top where you could take it off, change the colors, this thing's going to be a beast, right? And fun fact, TikTok, if you're listening, if you make like a T15, use the big ones across the whole pad. Please and thank you. But anyway, the S, as it is, my hands didn't cramp up. It feels very nice. I'm getting distracted. But when I opened it up, it had V1s in it. One of the V1s in the pack was already broken because they had the cap, like the 3D printed cap and the switch put together. It was kind of lifted out and snapped. It broke in shipping. So then as I'm taking everything apart, some were breaking. Like it was just a mess. And then here's the Duelpad A. This is the 14, but this is the cross, not the cross, the EPIG. You want the cross, not the EPIG, in my humble opinion. And it plays just fine. But to me, even like when you let go, the sound of V1s, they're kind of clacky. And I've tried 3 or 4 different switches on this thing. And mind you, Duelpad has very good build quality. They have like sound pads in here to lower the sound quality. They have switches up top to change your SOCD mode, your directionals, your tournament mode. They really take pride in what they make, from what I could tell. And it doesn't creak. This thing does not creak. It's well built. But I took them out and put the V2s on it. But the way the holes were cut, these keycaps are like a different size. And when I put the V2s, they were kind of getting, it just wasn't right. So I already had the cross. I had both. And that's why when you look at designs, oh, here we go. When you look at the designs, they're kind of like, you know, evil brothers. You know, the V1, he looks more violent, but he's the one that is kind of there for design. The V2 is the one I use when I play. And they all have large similar. I digress. But yeah. Yeah, the V1s, when I get pads, it is my instant goal. And that's sometimes a challenge where, okay, I'm going to play with it for a couple hours with the V1s. That's how it comes out the box. And then it kind of helps me too when I switch to V2s to know, since I'll play for like a day or two and then I'll switch it. And it's like, oh, okay. Did I really like the switch? Did I not? And that's kind of what it is. Anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, Code. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not a fan on my controllers for V1s. In fact, Mitch, yeah, and Family Cat in the background like the Lion King. In fact, yeah, I just never seen the option for it in the configure. Yeah, Moose, right? Yep. Sin, the DIY folks will probably play with it on their builds before other companies adopt them. Facts, yep. And I think once folks kind of lock down, where is the, I'm sorry, y'all can't see. Once they lock down, or not lock down, as more folks start doing this and doing different layouts, Duelpad, I hope they kind of get the credit for being the first that I saw to come out with an RGB button and a screen configurator button, do it all on the fly. And I was looking at their thing, they did something with the USB-C port too, where it's supposed to like grip tighter or lock in. I don't know what it does, but again, they really, from what I can tell so far, I don't know these people, but when I talk to them, they're really nice. Have I had a bad relationship with a vendor yet? I have one iffy relationship with one vendor. They're not iffy. No, everything's been good. I take that back. Everything's been very good. But in them in particular, they always reply super, you know, if you're in their Discord, they're in there talking all the time. So I digress. The English is a little iffy. So if you ask a question, some of the replies can be, you could tell English isn't their first language because, hey, I'm trying to set I bought the Duelpad Zen, and when I press up and down, it does, like, do I click the button in or do I left or right? How do I activate the button, right? How would they answer? They may say something like, hi, or be patient. So you probably want to do this, but but in English, when you tell someone, they ask you a question, you just go, be patient. It's almost rude. Like, no, I wasn't being rushing you. I wasn't being mean, right? You know, it's funny. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it is funny. Some of the replies, they mean well, but like the initial, the way they wrote it comes off kind of like brash, but we all do it. When you speak someone else's language, you always say something wrong, right? So, or like you say it out of context in a weird way. It's really funny. We need a GP2040 gamepad. I'm not sure what you mean, Code, because these are all GP2040s. No, my controller game gotta be flashy on that 2-pack. All eyes on me. Facts, Mitch. Facts. Yeah, Mitch. And but Mitch is purple. So are you guys telling me if I'm wrong? I think Code says this is purple. Purple. I need to make a purple design. This purple looks nice. If this is purple, I thought it was black or blue. I don't know what color it is. I'm colorblind. Be right back. Okay, no problem. No problem, Mustache. Sin. Pig nose works fine for keyboard like this, but for controller, yeah, right. For the V1, V2 switches, they either are too loose, facts, and pop out, or pain remove, or break. And you know what, Sin? The Tiki Taka, like I said, I did not expect to like this thing. Not that I didn't expect to like it. When I took it out the box, it was just kind of, I didn't. It sounds like I'm beating it up. Again, as soon as I opened, I didn't see the screen. And then I was like, well, no big deal. When I unscrew, these screws are awesome because it's hex on both. Can y'all see that? It's hex there and hex in the bottom. The easiest screws I ever had to deal with. These are perfect screws. I took the screws off, lifted up, and I was like, oh, this is like glue. However they do it, it's infused to the top, all the words. So I was like about to work up a design for this, and I couldn't do it. So anyway. Yeah, and then I switched the V1s out, and they were still kind of like flying. V1s are good for keyboards, not for your home. That's just me. I'm done with them. I'm not too comfortable. I'll try. If a pad comes that has it, I don't bash that. I don't ever include that in the score or my personal feelings with the pad because everyone likes what they like. You're not allowed to say to someone, even the Duelpad, like sometimes the buttons are too close for me. I make sure I tell people, hey, the buttons are closer, but I don't say it in a way where this sucks, because it doesn't. Like I said, my brother loves it because his hands aren't as long as mine. So for him, he was like, the T is nice and all, but it's a little far away. He got the Duelpad and he was having a very good time, and we ordered one, right? I'm not too comfortable with low profile switches, but I have tools to take apart center mix. There you go, Sen, right? So you're spot on. Actually the Fightbox B1 has like a larger switch, but what I like what they did was they raised the acrylic. And I think I'm gonna reach out to this vendor and let them know, hey, can you make like an acrylic riser accessory? That way it raises, because they have tall switches. I just want to raise up. Let me write that down. I want to raise it up because I don't want to change it, just make it bigger. So ping to raise, like acrylic top accessory. Acrylic top. I'm writing so ugly, but it's fine. Accessory. So we can raise it up. Because I personally don't like my fingers being that high. Because I guess since I have long hands, they get tired when they're kind of hanging too high. Pause, I guess. I don't know. Shout out the camera on a Dipset. Lubing and mod can help. It's funny since you say that, because Gabe, you owe it to me, Gabe. He was the one that the controller I gave away at the giveaway. I did the gift cards and he sent me the controller. I reloaded everything and got it all set up. He sent me some lubed ghost switches. Those things are so nice. I haven't had time to use them on stream, but when I do play with that pad, it's one of my violent pads too. I put them on my favorites, and I was really happy he sent those to me. You're right. The lubing, the lubing makes it so much better. I'm not sure how viable it is for low profiles. It's very easy on low profiles. It is. FS also thanks, got the win engines, thanks for review, and they're way better than the stock res. I'm curious to see how the silence perform. Facts FS, and also, like I said, the deep C and the silent, I've kind of had a hard time, not a hard time, I've had a little bit of a conundrum, right? Is that the word I want to go for this? And that thought is, I need to, I'm debating, like, should I do in the newer pads that come in, just take out the reds, replace it with silence and deep C? Because remind you, I need to live with the silent and deep C for a while. So it's just a bunch of stuff going on. I thought about putting it on the action button, like the radar button, but I'm like, I don't push them enough to notice the difference. But anyway, Spotix, what's going on? Spotix, what's going on, brother? Crafty was just in here. Spotix, he was talking about playing on Tuesday or Wednesday, or Tuesdays when I do the tournament. Yeah, Spotix is in the EU, guys. And when we did, it's like 2 weeks ago, I did the tournament. It's kind of done. We're kind of hanging out. And then Crafty and Spotix came to the Tekken Lounge, and we just had a blast. And we all had, lag and ping delays, but you didn't really feel enough where you got annoyed. We just had a good time sparring, having fun, trying things out. It was really, really fun and really good matches. That was a good day. Send good business mining folks take positive feedback. Well, when it comes, yes, that is facts. And everyone that I've talked to, when I give them my feedback, they've never took it any type of way. And what I love too is they give me pushback, not pushback, but they give an answer why. Like I said, when I reached out to Duelpad, I was like, hey, what are you guys thinking with your next model? Like making it slightly wide, like 2 millimeters wider, 1 or 2 millimeters. And they were like, well, we would love to do it. Our audience likes it. Or some have said that the bigger ones are too wide and they like how we do it small. And as soon as he said that, I was like, you know what, you're spot on. Because when I watched my brother try it, it was exactly what he asked for. So, and you know what I think it may have been too? It was like, let me change my camera. That was slightly me being a little bit jealous, because they made the thing so good. Like I said, it has all the switches, and it does, it's so easy to customize all the things that it was like, oh, could y'all just do a slight tweak so that way I can, like, I don't know how to say it, but it was really, I like working with them a lot. They're really nice people. And then you guys probably can't see that, but again, like even down here where the switch is, there's little foam. When you take them out, you can see it. There you go. They put it all out the box because it's like little foam things. They really like think of a lot when Duelpad makes their stuff. So if you're on the fence of the Duelpad, I would tell you buy it from so what are the negative? The only negative I've seen is their updates take a little bit longer, and that's because, and honestly, that's every vendor. Every vendor with custom switches has custom firmware, so they need to have their engineer load it works, then update these, and that's where you may see a delay. But being completely honest, I have pads that have 077, 078, and 079. All my 076s are gone, I think. And when you're using these things, you don't notice. The only time you notice is like the PS5 pass report stuff, but you can activate that on you don't notice. It's not a big deal. So it's a false negative, right? And pretty much everything I said today about what Duelpad is doing are false negatives, right? Even the buttons being close to me, that's not a negative. That's just my hands. I still want this thing because I think this is awesome, right? And I love their style so far. I took a 2 weeks from Tekken. I guess who's back? Laughing facts, spotting facts. Yeah, Tekken 8. It's so beginner friendly that sometimes you can get frustrated, like you said, need a break, and it could be a little overwhelming. Where it's like, all right, what the heck is going on here? How did I lose that? Or why can't I sidestep this? Yeah, it's funny. Code. I am talking about the Xbox controller, PS5. Oh, like with GB20 facts. That'd be cool. Controller with GB20. You know what, Code? I wonder why they haven't done that yet. Because you're right. In theory, you could just put it somewhere in the case. That's got to be in the works. Oh, Code, you're on something. And Code. I also in my backlog, the controller. I'm almost guaranteed you sent this to me. We had a conversation here live. I got it in, and that thing was $25. It was super cheap, and it came with the extra controller rubber gaskets. And folks that don't know, the Ori fight pad, that's what I used to play with for the longest because I didn't have anything else. They would wear out, and I had to buy a new one because they didn't sell the replaceable parts. This comes with the replaceable gas. You just open it up, replace the gaskets, and you're back off to basically a brand new controller. So that's super cool. I can't wait to get that review out too. So that's I have like 4 or 5 in the backlog. I gotta get moving. But the problem too is I don't like the cheat where it's like I played for a day. Here's my thoughts. Like that's not real, right? Like the R16. Remember the Hot 42 R16? I think all of us came into that thinking it's going to be a bigger S, and it's not. It's a totally different thing. And I took a little extra time with it, and I was able to figure that out. And then I found the love for it. I still use that one too, right? Anyway, but yeah, I don't want to rush and give someone like a bad perspective because who told me to say residents, right? As the doctor, we have our residents. We're all medical students here, or Mitch is a medical doctor when it comes to joysticks. He is spot on, right? But yeah, we're all residents here. I can confirm that purple is the favorite amongst modders. Okay. I'm definitely gonna check out. I'm gonna go chat with GPT until I make a purple design. 2 weeks breaks. Got you. I got you, Spox. Yeah, Mitch. Every product release, we're always asking for purple to the point where it won't be released initially to ensure we double dip on your product. Wow, I didn't know that. Still, they kind of hold the purple. It's kind of like Apple. Apple used to hold the reds for folks that love the red phones. They used to hold it and call it world. I forgot what they called it, but they would hold it. That's so funny that they do it with the joystick things. Send layouts preference thing at times. Facts, and that's exactly what it is. And I get so many comments like around the world, folks saying, or hey, I live in this country, that country. One person, he was a really nice guy. He's like, hey, I live over here, and the shipping is like $30 or $50. It was something like outrageous. I think it was $30. What is the best one? And I was like, look, do the paper test. Figure out what your hands like because there is no best one. Here's an American quarter, how big it is. Get whatever country you're in, find Google it, whatever millimeter size dimension match this type of coin, put it on the piece of paper and kind of let your hands tap and feel so you can make what's right for you. Because something here in the US, like I showed you guys, this Duelpad here, where'd it go? This thing is $50. Like I say it's cheaper than the Hot. Probably it is cheaper than the Hot. The R is 60. This is 50. Even the T is $60. This is 50. And if you don't like the pink, just get the 16 and boom. You get they have different keycaps now. That's cool. So you can order it with custom color keycaps now. I didn't even know that. And mind you, this is where I get my keycaps from. And again, not by design. I just I went to AliExpress, was like, I need keycaps. And then they came back with the cheapest price. I was like, okay, boom, you take my money. And since then, every controller that I've done on here has been right here, boom, here's their keycaps. Again, they're kind of weird because they have like 3 names: Ticknock, Flatbox, Duelpad, same place. But look, you get 18 pieces for 99 cents, and you pick your color, larges and smalls, and they're fine, right? So you come in here, you order your pad, it comes with whatever color you want out the box. It shows white on here, but you pick what you want for $55. Look, boom, custom color, $55. Basically $5, and they just do it for you at the factory. That's huge value. That's cool value. So the Zen, I can't wait for that. Oh, and Moosetache. I showed that. I saw your thing in the chat. We did show those that didn't see. So Moosetache, he took his Mayflash F500 flat. Zoom out, please, and replaced the board. Put a GP2040 in it. Cut the top. Put a screen in it, and look at that. And I'm going to say this wrong. I think there was CS. Excuse me. I think there's CS202s or RS202 buttons. I know I'm saying it wrong. I apologize. I'll go through the chat and find it. But look at that. Wait, are those buttons purple? We were just talking about, and those that don't know, I'm colorblind. It looks purple to me, but that's so ironic that he's got the custom purple buttons, and it looks good. I was like, well, that looks pretty nice, and it pops. I'm doing something in purple. Yep, I'm making a purple artwork design. Because I was just telling I was like, I need to do more blues. I have tons of reds. And I was thinking too, I need to make a yellow design too. I want to get some yellow keycaps, do something yellow. But it might look like mustard, so I'm a little nervous about it. But the purple looks legit. And then I can get do they have purple keycaps? Purple, yellow, white, black, red, pink. I should do pink and purple. We're going to do a Dipset pad. Oh, I should do like Cameron and Dipset, like Joel Santana. I need to write this down. I'm going to forget. Like, I start talking, I forget. A couple hours, I forget what we were talking about. Give me my mouse. Come back so I can move the mouse, please. Back to the chat. Yeah, facts. Mitch, i.e. Sanjuk's V3R, releasing in red, purple, is planned for. Wow, let's pull. Yep, that is so funny. That is so funny. Let's pull this up. DIYers are doing that right now. I think I saw a few builds in the between Discord with some folk 5 pads. Peep share. Oh, they are. Oh, wow, Sin. That's awesome. That's awesome. Merlin, what's going on, Merlin? Merlin's in the house. It's AliExpress. Free shipping only for $10 and over. I will be completely honest, Code. When I order from AliExpress, I guess since I kind of naturally order like a collection of things, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but I've never I don't ever order one thing, so I never run into the shipping costs, if that makes sense. And sometimes too, the kids, now that we've all gotten familiar with AliExpress, like my daughter, we watched Chainsaw Man, and we ordered her like a Chainsaw Man plush. Was it Pokido, something like that. Whatever the chainsaw dog's name is, we ordered one of those. So it's like yeah, I've never. Oh, I have. I'm lying. I have. I ordered something and it was like $2 or $3 shipping. You never know. And I would say if the pad is $50, the shipping is $20. You paid $70. That's the same price as a tee from Hot 42, or or the Tiki Taka. That one's like $120. So in the grand scheme of things, when you add it all up, it's cheaper to get one of these. I hope that makes sense. And the chat's moving fast. All right, so let me pull up what Mitch was talking about so I can read the chat real quick. All right, so what we're saying here, this is come here. Okay, it's fighting. Let's go to perplexity.
Print.
Huh?
The print fell off the board.
Oh, did you stop it?
It's behind it. No, not yet.
Stop for me, kid. Thank you. I didn't even check the kit. Thank you. I'm 3D printing something for the S. I'm trying to make an S wide, and I found a thing online, and it will not stick to the pad. Dang it. It's like, I'm gonna have to run downstairs and fix this real quick. Wow, $175. What? The Sanjuk's V3 button arcade launch edition. I don't think this is what you were talking about, because it was like purple and red. That's a cool looking joystick though. I like that top. What type of top is this? That's kind of cool. It's not a ball, it's not a bat, but it's like a cool shape. That's a cool shape. But yeah, wow. Yeah, Mitch, I see what you mean. Like, they really do hold out and make you pay. Ooh, so I was kind of surrounded by controllers here. Oh my god, I gotta run downstairs, check this 3D printer. I hope it didn't mess up. Express shipping. Those look like clear purple crowns on the Mayflash. Don't forget, I did purple gold. Yeah, Mitch, I remember. Yeah, yours. You know what's kind of cool? Yours was like your body was the case for your joystick. I think it had like purple waves. It looks really cool, like a marble. It's kind of cool. Don't forget to do the crowns for the VS1R. Yeah, that was really awesome. I'm definitely. Let me write this down right now because I'm going to forget. Where's my notepad? Boys, how bad was it? Was it everywhere or wasn't that bad?
It wasn't everywhere, but it fell off and it was in the back.
Okay, but the nozzle wasn't like all. Well, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, every time I try to 3D print while I'm streaming, that dumb thing, it comes loose. Here's what's happening. And okay, wait, first, okay, write down purple. All right, so purple design. That's my next goal. Write fast. All right, purple design for art. And I wanted like a dark purple. That's gonna be nice. Well, if I get this in, I want to make any art because it comes purple. Ha ha ha. Right. All right. Let's see here. So I'm hoping their pricing stays similar to this. It may be, yeah, maybe $55. Because really, well, maybe it has some extra buttons. It has the nub. It has the RGB. So maybe $60. That's still a steal. I think it's a steal. Where are we at here? I'm gonna change my screen. That one. Yeah. Come on, stop forgiving me the mouse, please. There he goes. Check the chat. Move the chat, please. Let's clear previous one. Yep, facts. I bought my B16 from Germany, Spotics, but I don't live in Germany. Overall cost for the product and shipping is $65 plus $10. Oh, plus 10. Oh, I'm about to say. I thought the shipping was $65. Wait, the product and shipping. So it was $65 plus $10 shipping. So total $75. It was on sale for X% off. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and even then, right? $75. And to anyone that's not really familiar with, like, oh, that's a lot of money. But really, if you have a PlayStation 5 or Xbox, if your controller breaks tomorrow, you're paying about $70-$80 for each controller alone, right? And then you look at the B and you may say, well, the B is so small, why does it cost so much? Honestly, who cares? Does it work for your hands? Yes. Are you having fun? Yes. Do you play better? Are you enjoying your time? Yes. Are you going to buy 5 more controllers to try to find what you like? No. So boom, you won. Because say you got it and then you bought the Duelpad, the Hot 42, and the I don't know, you name it, right? The TikTok. You buy all 3 just to try it out to figure which one you like. You're in the whole 200 plus, and then you say, okay, well, I like all 3. I'm going to keep one and I'll switch them out. It's a lot. So the shipping, spot on. Is what you're saying is, and at the end of the day, it's almost like who cares, because I found what I like and I don't have to buy anything else. And I can, if something breaks, I just take it apart and fix it, right? Mitch Venom. Thinking of pistol shot. Okay, he's talking about nice. Sin still cheaper than Sony tax on a few controls. See, Sin is exactly. Sin is spot on, right? Vlad, the problem's here. It's not even shipping. The taxes are. Oh, that's right. You're over. Yeah, you guys get slammed on taxes. But don't you have like free healthcare? Don't y'all go to the doctor for free and all that cool stuff? So I wonder how that works out. Because I heard in Canada that we say Canada to kind of joke, but in Canada I did hear something that it's free healthcare. But when you need to go in, it could take like a couple days because of XYZ. People, you're kind of in line. Still cheaper than this is a hybrid JLF for Korean left. Oh, that is 3D printed Nobi style top. Oh, so that's the JLF. Yeah, we're gonna have to do. You know what? So here's a good thing. Since I have time, how am I gonna figure this out? Because now I'm to the point where Mitch is gone. Mitch hasn't come back for a while. We'll have to work something out, because I need to figure out. I know we did it last time, and I should have wrote my notes where we all could hear Mitch talk. I would love to get the rest of you guys. I would talk to any of y'all. As long as, again, you keep it. I joke. I'll say pause and all these different things, but you can't cuss on stream because obviously YouTube. I'm not getting any. No one's getting rich off this stuff, but I'm having a good time with this, and I would hate to bring a guest on and they get me shut down because they were being kind of inappropriate and rude, right? So all those things, right? But Mitch had a really good time, so he's always welcome back. Anyone's supposed to come on, you're welcome to come on and talk and share, and we can have a conversation. But just to kind of like to talk more on the fly and look it all up as we're talking about it. It's because when you're chatting, it's kind of hard to like ask question and pause. But I'm because now he's got me thinking about this hybrid JLF and Korean lever. I want to start going down a rabbit hole, but I still do this tutorial today, so I'm like nervous. Surprised you haven't set up like a small PI project or Beagle Cam for your 3. So I do have a camera on it, but I forgot. I have a tablet right next to me. I forgot because, fun fact, if you guys, technology moves so fast now. I say an old tablet. I think we all can agree. If you bought a tablet for $100 2 years ago, it's all slow now, right? That tablet still works. I have an old one, again, 2 years old, that I have sitting here that I got in like a Black Friday sale, and I'll usually turn that on, and the camera's face. I have some little mini cameras, and the camera's facing the printer, but I was trying to get everything set up to talk on live, and I forgot to turn the camera on. I just ran upstairs, started getting everything set up because I was late. I was running behind. So you're spot on, Sin. I should just turn the stupid camera on. Code Dr. Jones, did you see the new Sony PS5 Pro? I did see the Pro. Let me write this down because we got the pro discussion we're going to have. I at first thought it was ridiculous. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. On second thought, I was like, well, maybe it's a little high, but for what you're getting inside, maybe it's not that bad. But on third thought, maybe it is too high. I don't 700. And what scares me though is, because as soon as I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, how much was like the PS4 Pro? How much was the X? And I noticed, and my thought at the time was, has there been a trend where a device comes out, they release the Pro, and then when the next, like the PS5, PS6, PS7, the next one is the same price as the old Pro? And if that's the case, I would hate to find out that the PS6 is going to be $700 or $800, whatever the price was. That scares me the most. Canadian Spotics. Trigger for the record shows. Yeah, Canada. I love, shout out to Canada. Canada's really nice. I went to I drove up, what's on the west side of Canada by Washington State? Vancouver. I drove to Vancouver and it was beautiful. It felt a little like Hong Kong almost, because there was tons of condos right off the lake or river. I think it was a river. But and compared to where I'm at now, I went around their loop they have, fairly small. It's a big city, but it's, you know, small to Texas size city. But just really, it felt really nice. It was pretty. They had like a little area downtown where by like a pier or harbor where there's like things that kind of get out the car and do. Really nice. Their homeless issue, since I knew where I was going, I was like, let me turn right and go down to find this loop road. I get to a stoplight, like I'm through downtown. I take a right. I go we'll say 10 blocks, 5 blocks. I don't remember. I go a few blocks. I'm stuck at this light, and next thing I know, I'm looking. I'm like, why is there really nobody? There's people standing, but not walking. And mind you, again, being born in Philadelphia, I would come home in the summer. I watched Philadelphia go from a pretty place to kind of like crack-ridden, and now it's coming out of it and being more pretty again, right? So I know what a crack block or what a drug block looks like. And I'm looking around like, are my windows locked? I'm in a rental car, so I don't have tint. Everyone can see me, right? So I can't like be inconspicuous and just hurry up, light change, and get me the heck out of here. There was a line of people saying it was like a hotel. They turned this hotel into like a homeless center or something. I don't know what was going on. They had these ladies sitting out there like taking inventory or do whatever. They looked like regular people, but just like random like drugs and bums. It was kind of wild. It was like, wow. And California is a lot like that. I'm going too much into it, but you don't see that in most of Texas. I mean, you can run, any city has their homeless, right? It is what it is. We all have mental issues and it happens. But this felt more like drugs. Like the pandemic hit and drug problems rose, and we can't handle all these folks. So instead of taking them kind of out on the outskirts of town, they're in this central area, and they're kind of just like this, like an abandoned hotel. And here you can come in 7 at night to 7. I've done charity work where I'll go and we'll feed the homeless X number of times a year. So you come in, we go feed them at 6. They show up, they shower and everything. They can stay from 6 or 7 at night, and they have to be out by 7 in the morning. I don't know. It looked like they were doing the same thing there, but it was like a hotel. It was huge. So I digress. Canada. I'm from Brazil. So I'm from Brazil. It's basically a layer from, but we have free healthcare. I want to go to Brazil so bad, vlog. I haven't had any Brazilians in lately. I usually get like 1 or 2 popping in every once in a while, and yeah, I really want to go to was it Fortaleza or Rio? Is kind of like the place you got to go because everybody knows Rio. But I definitely want to go to Brazil. From what I hear, the flight's like $1,300, but once you get there, I heard the cost of, like Portugal, the food is cheaper, so you can kind of afford to be there once you just got to get there. But anyway, and I'm also worried about the crime, because I definitely don't want to get down there. I'm not stressed about it, but I don't. Nobody wants to be a lick, right? You don't want to get caught up in some drama. Troy Trip, come home. Sin, it's not broken. It still has a use. Facts, said facts. For the PS5 Pro, gotta wait for the reviews. Yeah, vlog. Yeah, facts. Mitch, look up the Crown Sin. I can't talk. Shin Sun Lever. Okay, let's pull it up real quick. Can y'all see? Let's see. Okay. Crown Shin Sun Lever. Focus attack. It's got a cream look. It's kind of cool. Crown. And it's a good price too. There it goes. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, and all these weights and ounces. I'm sure there's things going on inside this thing that I haven't learned yet. I need to sit down and learn that before I go through this too. And here's more ball tops. Boom. I need to find a metal. So I have one of these. I probably have this one. It's black and metal. That's what I have now. And it's fine. This is a good job. But again, I was kind of quickly messing with this thing. I actually liked the round. But the one you sent before, where'd it go? Did I get rid of it? Oh, it's gone. The other one with like the it was like a bat, but like a shorter bat. That was actually kind of cool. I might try one of those if I can. Entry level hybrid lever for a way better price. Still need around 2.5 inches of depth clearance to. Oh, the depth clearance. I forgot about that. I need to measure. Let me write that down. I do need to measure the depth clearance because I didn't even think about that. The case that this thing came with. And again, to me, this is cool. People might see this and not watch it. I don't know, but I think this project's gonna be cool. I'm gonna do the review first, and then like, now let's here's how to upgrade, or maybe I should do, maybe I should do like a weekly upgrade thing. Maybe I wonder if that'll get viewer retention and be like, watch me upgrade this thing step by step. I might do it all in one go because I hate, my wife gets frustrated when I have parts laying around. So I may just do it all together, like record it in one run, but like release pieces like week after week. I don't know. We'll think of something depending on how many reviews I have at that time. Hopefully having more reviews than none is a very good problem to have. So hopefully I have that problem. Vlog, how good is the PSSR? How good is the vlog? How good is the PSSR? If it works, is huge for consoles. Vlad, my brain is fried. I can't. Let me Google VSSR. I don't know what that is. What's the PSSR? PSSR gaming. Oh wow, PlayStation Spectrum. So I'll say this. I'm glad you bring this up. This is a perfect point about the PS5 Pro. I'm sure you guys. I'm curious. You guys felt the way I did when I was watching the stream, because it was short, right? It was kind of funny. It was 10 minutes of wait and 10 minutes of talk, which they really should not have done. They should just put the video out and be done with it. Because as you're watching it, if you have it on your phone, because I was at 12, so I think it was on my lunch break. I'm checking this out and I couldn't see the difference of what they were showing. They did kind of a really piss poor job saying, look, here's why you want this, because they were showing older games that looked better, I agree, but it just felt like, this is going to sound weird to say, they should have contracted Digital Foundry and had them do it for them. Hey guys, look, we partnered with Digital Foundry. Here's the new PS5 Pro. Excuse me, give me some water. Oh man. Excuse me. So they should have said, look, hey guys, here's the new PS5 Pro. Here's an Apple video. Apple does a very good job of marketing. They'll have kids come out. They'll have grandmas, grandpas. They'll do what they need to do to get the point across. Look, here's some teenagers, some 20-year-olds, some 30-year-olds, 40s, 50s, everyone, all ages, playing Astrobot, the new one, having a good time, and like put a bunch of sparkles, all right? And then, hey guys, we partnered with Digital Foundry to tell you more. And then Digital Foundry kind of goes in, and they're not being paid to like the product, but they're just saying, look, here's what they're trying to show you. Let us give you a better glimpse of it really quick. And boom, because I can watch I can watch a Digital Foundry video on my phone, which I don't do very often. I listen to their podcasts every week, but the other things I don't get too deep, so I'm not really that. I'm doing other things that I've invested, but when I do catch them, they do a good job of just giving me a taste. Like they know, hey, look, Dow Jones is into it. He's not going to sit here all day and care, right? He doesn't have the $4,000 PC. I digress. But yeah, that's what they should have done. Sen, it's not as rough for U.S. folks. Canada and UK get with the currency rate change. Oh, okay. That's okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, facts. Sen's got jokes. Code, what's your opinion of PS4 Pro compared to PC? That's where I'm stuck at, Code. That's exactly where my mind's gone to now, where I'm like, should I just sit down and start saving for a PC? Like if you really think about your lunch, right? The way the things are going now, lunch is roughly $10. Food, a drink, maybe a dessert if you're being unhealthy, but again, right, basically food and drink, roughly $5 to $10, breakfast or lunch, right? If you made your own lunch or breakfast at home, you put that Tuesday's money into a savings account. You just look at your Tuesday. Do I get breakfast? Yes. Do I pay for coffee or tea or whatever during the day? A lot of yes. Do I buy my lunch? Yes. Do I buy my dinner? That's essentially 4 or 5 different, even snacks. If you really just sat back and went to the grocery store and bought your Tuesday supplies. Here's my lunch meat for Tuesdays. You may buy bread if it's $1, right? But anyway, Take the money you would have spent on Tuesday and just put it in a savings account. At the end, and give yourself 12 months. Don't stress. Just let it grow. If you do $1 a week, that's fine. If you do $10 next week, that's fine. But you let it grow. In a year, 12 months, you can ball out whatever you want, right? So I keep telling myself maybe I should just put like 10 or 15 bucks to the side, or $10 a check. Let it sit over there, and then within three or 4 years, in theory, I should have roughly enough to decide what I want to do, like build a PC, build a PlayStation, get a PS6. But you know, and I don't buy anything right out the gate because I can't afford it. But at least that way I know what I'm saving for, and I'm kind of ahead of the curve. All right. So anyway, that's my method. But yeah, I'm really, Code, you're spot on. I'm really like creeping to the spot. And even my brother and telling like, you should build a computer. I've helped him build his. I helped my nephew build his. I don't know all the parts, but I know how to build computers because I was around before HD, right? So I know how to put things together. And before tablets, when you actually take your stuff apart and fix it. So I know how to do all that stuff. So I really just need to sit down and just do it. I don't really feel like it. Even like a motorcycle, I love riding my bike. I hate fixing a dumb thing. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to change the oil today on the blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I digress. Yeah, you may not find a controller piece, comparable PC for 700 unless you're doing a custom build and capitalizing on sales. And that's the thing, Sin. If I did it right, and my advice to anyone, if you were thinking about doing something, you really you know you don't need it. Like I in theory, the way everything's been going right now, I really don't need anything tomorrow. I can suffice what I have today. All you need to do is save, like get your timeline set up to save for either this Black Friday in the States, for this Black Friday or next. And even AliExpress, China has something. When I first started doing Hot 42 stuff, that was like February, March. I didn't know that there's a holiday. I'm gonna say East Asia because I don't know what country this, but essentially I was dealing with people from China. There's a holiday where like the country kind of is basically it's their Christmas, because at Christmas time in the States people are working, but a lot of the country shuts down. Like if you want something immediately, it can be kind of a hassle because people go on vacations right after Christmas or all blah blah blah. A lot of manufacturing slow down, the shipping slow down. So what I'm really getting at is they have sales leading up to that annual event. And if you're in the States, your goal should be, okay, I'm going to ball out on Black Friday. So I'm going to start putting away $10 for 2025 Black Friday. I'll have 100, I'll have 500, I'll have 1,000. Whatever you spend, I'll have that set up, and I won't have to stress about the holidays because I saved up my ball out money. And then just wait, like you said, Sin, wait for the parts and just ball out and buy them all, on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Spot you from Philly. Hey, by the way, yeah, Philly's legit. It's home. It's again, growing up in the military. Like I couldn't name most of the landmarks, but I took my family there last year. We had a really good time. I took the kids for the first time up there. They got to see a bum taking a bath in a water fountain. What else did we see? You see all the random things when you go back east, right? We took them to Manhattan, so we went through Manhattan, New York City, and those who've never been to New York City, you may not know this. When you ride the subway, especially in the summertime, you get a fresh scent. It's a New York scent, as you're walking through. And those that don't know the scent, it's pee, right? Just because there's homeless, right? So, we all had so much fun. I big on the negative, I'm having a good time, but I love the East Coast. It's really nice. It's a little cold, but I love the snow, but I don't want to live in it. But I love the East Coast. Shout out to East Coast. Codes are written to see a lot of people say you got $7 over piece. Yeah, I see that too. I've seen all these different people now say, hey, you could build a PC or build an Xbox X or build an Xbox S for this much money. So there's so many videos, it's kind of hard, right? And it's nice to have someone like Mitch in my back pocket when even the joystick stuff's like, hey, look, I went down the rabbit hole a little bit. What do you think of this? And then he sent some things back. But even today, even him talking about the depth, that didn't even dawn on me. I may have possibly ordered something, not even think, well, how big is my case? Just because lack of experience. Like when it comes to all these KLs and Hot 42s, I can really break down why you want V1s or V2s, why you should use one, why you shouldn't, why you want Gatorons. I've gotten to the point now where I can spot those a mile away. And, it's nice to have you folks that could do that for all these different avenues. Oh boy. Okay. What are your opinion? Code, yeah, but I feel like a lot of folks are parroting talking points. Yeah, they are sin. They are it could be done, but they aren't taking many videos. I agree. I think and I'm not mad. I'm a content creator. Hello, welcome Dr. Jones 694. Welcome residents to this class in session, right? So I think we all can agree when you're trying to feed the algorithm, it's like I tell people, and any of you that have your own YouTube channels or any socials, I took a class on it, from a YouTuber that I like called The Lead Attorney. and he had a course. So I got up. I liked what he was doing. I got the course, and to be honest, my style actually comes from Flossie Carter. He's the one that actually got my style from. But anyway, I digress. And I've been doing it way before this. Like all my old reviews, like remote controls, like random things. It was really like a style of Flossie Carter, the way he does. So, in the damn, I lost my point. The way I look at it, when I got done with all these different things I was looking at, I tell people now, like my brother, he's doing really good with his YouTube channel, and the content, he was trying to mix it up, and I was like, look, you are running a television network. Dr. Jones 694 is my controller, has turned into my leverless joystick D-pad, just review, controller review television network. And I'm starting to add Friday fights. I hope you guys like that. And some of them, a lot of them are me losing. I really don't care. So, but if I like the fight, I post it. So I'm taking the live stream fights. I'm going to start clipping. I didn't, like, there's one where Crafty and Spogs were playing. I didn't clip it and post that because it was actually really fun for us to watch, right? They're not Tekken Kings and Tekken Gods. They're just regular dudes playing the game, having a good time. Guys and girls playing and having fun. But I didn't know how they felt about it. I didn't want to offend them, so I didn't post it out there. Sometimes you see a comment, some jerk may leave a comment, hey, this fight sucks. I didn't want to be rude or have them take offense when we're just having a good time. But anyway, I posted my own, I'm thinking it might be something new, but I have to always remind myself, and I remind my brother, like, look, sometimes it can get kind of boring and tedious. Like, I'm doing the same thing, but you built this television network, so you need to get it, ride the wave if the wave is moving. So I forgot what the point I was trying to make, but when they look at these people saying like how good or bad the PS Pro is, or make it one for $600, when I watch those videos, I come in telling myself, this is content. Now let me weed between the lines of what they're saying and see what can actually be done or what's a true value here, right? Yeah, so I digress. Mitch, Arcade Shock should carry aluminum bad tops. Okay, thanks, Mitch. Perfect. Send out of the box experience as a consumer that just wants to buy something and it works effects. Feels like the argument is disingenuous, excluding some vital information. Yeah, it is. I assume people, and you're right, because if my nephew who's looking to build a PC, if he watched that, he may have bought everything in that video, got home, I would have helped him put it together downstairs on the table, and then he may find out, wait, Black Myth Wukong, which I can't wait to play that game, but I heard it's a beast, right? He may find out that he can't run it, and I'd be pretty upset. I'd be pretty pissed. PSSR equals upscaler, just like the LSS for PC. I did hear about the PSSR. Yeah, that's that new AI upscaler. Okay, I know the name of it. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a big selling point, that the new upscaler will kind of use AI to enhance what the game is pumping out to you. I did see that sent. Yes. I think that. So again, I think it's cool. I think for $500 is I think it's $499. I think for the PS5. So an extra terabyte is $100. That's $499. Now it's $599. The extra processing power, we'll say, $50, right? So we'll say, was that $549? The other $150 to get you to $699. It should have come with like a DualSense Pro or whatever that thing called, the top controller. Again, I don't know all the details, but we'll say all the bits and bads of like making it prettier is another $100. So that's $100 for the terabytes. It's $499 to $599. $100 for all the specs, $599. So there you go, $599. So the extra $200, none of us like paying it. None of us like even looking at that sticker price. But if you were just to buy the console and buy an external hard drive, you're already going to be in the whole $599, $550 anyway. So why not pay another $50 to get six? Wait, no, I'm wrong. That'd be fine. I can't think. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the chat thing, but I hope you guys see the point I'm trying to make. I hope it makes sense. Where again, my second opinion took me there, and now I'm at my third opinion where I'm stuck between it's still priced too high and I love what they're trying to do. So yeah, I digress. Yeah, the PlayStation was super. The PlayStation was pretty bad. That was really bad. That was a really bad idea. Even $1,500 will quickly pay for itself in about 12 18 months, depending on the frequency you buy it. See, that's what I was thinking too. I figured 1,500. I was getting nervous. I was like, I hope it's not 2,000 with inflation, right? But I figured 1,500. And my thought process is a 1,500 box. My thought was, what if I use it as a business expense? I could stream with it, and I can game with it and all the different things. But I'm not making a ton of revenue off this channel. So at this point, because I just got monetized. It's only been 2 months, so technically, there's a little bit coming in. But I'm not getting rich off this by any means. It's just a passion project for me. So I really appreciate all you guys that come in and tell a friend to tell a friend and like. And when I ever release a video, even if you don't have the time to finish, you guys like and you leave good comments. It really provides value to me when I have a rough day or just it's cool, right? It helps. So I really appreciate all of y'all. 1,500 PC, right? The PS4. Yeah, facts. Super Cyber Monday, facts. is also viable. Yep, facts. Code PS9. No. So I don't think anybody thought you were going left. We knew the point you're making. You're spot on. Yeah, vlog. Even for the price of PSR Pro, you can't build something apparel. Facts. You can. I see. I'm not sure if your emoji saying you can or can't. If you're being sarcastic, so you need to get close to. Oh yeah, your facts. You need to get close to 1,000. I see what you're saying. Yes, right. You couldn't build that for that price, and that's where I console game a lot of times because I don't have time. I'm already like if I'm writing code or I'm doing a business project, like proposal or something like I don't really, and I have kids and I don't have time anymore. And to be honest, I personally prefer to take that time to tinker with these controllers. Like I can sit when my wife is watching like not Real House with 90 Day Fiance, like something random or what's that marriage shit? 90 Day Fiance and Married at First Sight. Like all these random shows, right? That when I watch my action things or like my fighting things, whatever I'm on, she'll sit through it. I can sit through whatever she wants to entertain herself too. But what's nice is I can keep myself entertained while we're watching her show, and I can still be in the conversation while I'm putting this controller together, building something. Having a PC, like I have to be upstairs. I got to be in another room because that's the other thing. Xbox has this Game Pass thing they push everywhere. Windows needs to fix themselves. Anytime you try to like connect a PC to a television, they need to dumb it down. It shouldn't be a headache. I shouldn't have to think about what I'm doing. I should just plug it in. It's not going to know I'm on a TV, but it should have a mode. Because they have a tablet mode. Why isn't there a TV where I don't get all these dumb notifications? I don't get all these update alerts. I don't get all these you need a keyboard and mouse nonsense. All these pop-ups. I don't want none of that garbage. Put yourself in a mode like a Chromebook. I have a Chromebook sitting next to me. The Lenovo, I have a review for that thing. When I remove the keyboard, it goes into Android mode. When I plug the keyboard in, it goes right back in the Chromebook mode. And we use these things every day. And if you're at home, you find a decent Chromebook. I use them every day. Anyway, I digress. Why can't Windows do this? They have a huge company, a huge team. They could sit down and have a PI planning session and just knock it. I'm getting business. I'm getting enterprise technical because I apologize, but it is a hassle where why can't I just put this box like a PS5 Pro? That is the PS6 technically, right? No one likes the price, but the fact that you just bought the box, you plug in the HDMI, you plug in the power, you hold the button on the controller, and just magic happens. You don't think, you log in, you don't think. You just click the game. You don't think. Like I think, a lot of companies take that for granted that we don't. There are folks that love PCs and get into all this, but there's a huge number of us that just we're running out of time. But when we do get the time, I want to turn it on, play it now. I don't want to wait for. I don't want to turn my PC off for 2 weeks or what. Say I go out of town or have a project. I turn on, or 3 days, to be honest, with Windows. I turn this dumb thing off for 2 days. I turn my Windows laptop on. Why do I have so many freaking updates? Why do I have to wait to use this thing? Like, I want to play now. The PlayStation, you do have to wait for your games to download and update. That is the same lifestyle. But outside of that, or if I'm in a game, why did Windows just flip off at 2 in the morning when everyone's asleep? I got a chance to play. I should be in bed, like we're grown-ups, but I'm up, right? Why did this dumb thing just restart itself? Now I'm stuck here for 15 minutes waiting for it to come back up. So I digress. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I digress. But yeah, but I want to make one, but that's little things like that are where the PlayStation kind of gets you with these creature comforts. And Xbox too, because I've been Xbox for years. I haven't been on PlayStation for years. I just got the PS5 because my son was on the Xbox more with his friends and playing Roblox and Minecraft. But also it was on the PS5 Slim. It come out, it was on sale at Costco, and it came with Modern Warfare 3 and all the blah blah blahs. I got like a controller and Spider-Man 2 for like, I think it was $80. It was like a set, the controller and the game for $80. Like, well, so in the end, and again, my method, I was already putting away money for like 2 years to get a PlayStation. So when I happened to be in the store, I had money saved sitting there to spend. It didn't hurt my bank account, and I didn't feel as guilty because, well, I had the money there anyway. So I'm rambling. I apologize. I get why people buy content. Yeah, it's just plug and play, right? I always try to make sure, since it's gonna be hard to discern online, so people are different. Yeah, Sin, you're spot on, because you will. Some people, like in the Hot 42 chat, there are a couple people in there that can be a little aggressive, and I know they mean well, but the way they wrote it, I think they've been in there all day, maybe, or they, like we all have days where you're kind of paying more attention to socials. I think some of them, one guy in particular, I'm thinking of. When I talk to him, he's super nice, right? But some days I have pinged to where his reply can come off brash. And again, we don't know what country they're in. Maybe in the country they talk like this. Like a buddy of mine, he's married to, I think she's Filipino or Thai. Oh no, he's married to a Vietnamese girl, this other guy. And he was telling me that when they say things, or Korean, one of the two, I forgot. But they have similar cultures where they can be very blunt. Oh, look at you, fatty, ha ha. And they don't take offense because it's part of the culture. Whereas when you start writing in here, if you were to say that, somebody would get really offended because in I'm going to say American culture, you don't really want to say it's something you don't know. But sometimes they'll kind of like they'll be real short with you. Why don't you just look it up? Well, if you read the instructions, you would know. They'll say things like that. And they're not being mean because they're in a rush to reply to you, but it comes off really brash. But yeah, I digress. FS, you need to get one of those handheld PCs. You know what's so funny? Okay. My thought for folks that do tournaments, I've been really, really, really thinking about this. Steam, so let me show you guys this website. So I've talked about it on here, but folks that have not heard, there's a site that I use all year round. I check it once a day, and I kind of leave it alone. I don't come back. What I mean is, they post sales like once a day, and you can go about your day after that. So Slick Deals. Slick Deals is awesome. Look at this. Like, I don't even need a dual camera for my car, but $100 instead of $200. Maybe I do need a camera for my car, right? So you start coming through here, look, 8-bit dough, ultimate, $5 off, tablet, $110 off. It's all random things, and this, I'm using a browser that's not personal, so this is all like random stuff. But the more you come here, it'll start to know what you kind of like look for, and it'll post it up top. Like, shoes. Like, there was one point where I was buying Adidas like crazy. There's like an eBay store for Adidas, like the old models, because I don't really care if it's new or does it look nice, is it good for work, because where I work it's a long walk. Are they comfortable? Boom. So I was getting $200 Adidas for, like, in particular it was like $80, 80 to 120. It was something like outrageously cheap. But anyway, they on here the other day, and these are people posting themselves. Well, there you go. Look, Samsung headphones. There you go. Boom, $90 off for you guys. And sometimes the stipulations. But what I like too is, since there's personal people posting it, they usually tell you stipulations. Like when I went to Hawaii, we got our tickets. Catch this. We got our tickets to Hawaii for $250 round trip each. Let me say it again. We went to Hawaii, like what, 11-hour flight. I forgot how long the flight was. Maybe 7 hours. For $250 per person. All we had to worry about was like the Airbnb or the hotel, and then we rented a car, so we drove around the whole island. We ate the local food, but the tickets usually to Hawaii it was around like Labor Day, Memorial Day. It was September. I digress. But you come in here and you just randomly find stuff. So you just want to check it once a day to see what's cool, and then don't come back the rest of the day because you're fine. And what's nice too is like this. I saw this, instead of this much, it's $336, but then the base model is $300. And these are refurbished from the vendor. So you click the link, it takes you to the site, and you can click these links because this is like the primary, but you want to look at these other ones, especially during the holidays. Like the new Mac, this version, that, they'll have all the versions stacked up. You just click the one you want. And when you come here, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Where are you? So there's a Steam Deck right there, but I come back. If I click on this one, did I get it that time? Oh, they're down here. Boom, right here, you gotta go. It'll bring you right to where you need to go. You don't have to think about it. It's like, boom, okay, 25% off. And these are, there you go, boom. So my thought was this. If you play tournaments, or if you just play like at a FGC locals night, you play local with your friends at the place. Instead of taking your PC or your console, why don't people just grab one of these things? Right? And you just carry this around to your tournaments. You carry this around to your weekly fight nights. You plug into a dock, or I don't know all the details of how this thing works. Plug in your controller to this, or bring like a USB like docking hub or something. Connect to this thing, and you've got a full console that fits like in your tiny little backpack with your controller, and it's not bashing your controller up. That was my thought. And look how small it is. I don't know what the battery life is, but you could play Tekken on the plane. That'd be good. Well, you probably couldn't with a pad, but you could do it with a D-pad. But you see where I'm going with this. I was really thinking about that, and I know that the Rogue Ally X and all these different things, right? But yeah, FS, that you're spot on where I was thinking about some of this stuff. Cool, it's cool. I want to make sure they knew that. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Code. Facts to Code. Tried to come off combative. So Sin's aggressive. He's letting us all know, look, if I say something rude, don't take offense. I ain't got time for your nonsense. So if I say it, I'm not being mean. I'm just trying to answer you. Shout out to Sin. Sin-ridden soul. Like, yeah, shout out to Sin. Love that name. No, your info dumps are good, Sin. They help a lot. As a nerd, I set up Wake on LAN for my PC, remote in, and do updates if I'm out. Oh, that is actually pretty smart. That's actually really smart. Just do it remote. But Sen, I just forget. I have, my mind can only hold so much, right? And I'm saying like I'm busier than you. You're probably busier than me. I'm not saying that, but your technique is spot on. I just know me. I'm gonna forget to do the dumb thing, and then the day I want it, I'm gonna be like, God dang it! Now I gotta wait. But you're spot on. That is just remote into it. Yeah, you're spot on. I thought that said sick deals for a second. Yeah, it's with an L. Slick, like slick. Let me go back. Yeah, slick deals is really good for, and again, it's always just like random. And oh, here's the other part. I forgot to show y'all. When you come in here, you see the deal, right? And it shows you all details. I don't think I've ever posted. I have an account like you. I'll show you. Why do I have an account? Okay, look. You come down. This is the part I like. The comment section. And what this site does is it features out like high comments. And again, some of these comments are dumb. A lot of them are usually really good, but some are bad. Here's how it works. When you like a comment, it takes the total and it does an algorithm, and it'll start putting those towards the top for good or bad comments, letting you know what you're about to get into. Because depending what the product is, it can get, how many pages is this? It says 5, but this is 9. This is 9 pages deep. So and look at some of the replies. Some of the replies can get long, but and again, I can't make fun because I posted long comments here. But what I like is it's not an AI, it's not some company. These are real people telling you, hey, I got this thing and it sucks. Hey, I got this thing. Look, he joined 2013. Slick Deals has been around 11 years. I didn't even know that. Wow. So, or they'll just drop gems on you like, hey, if you're doing, excuse me, if you're doing like this, it's great having cloud games, local games, they'll give you little, whatevers. But I really like that about Slick Deals, a community more than anything else. And they'll either talk you onto the cliff or talk you off the cliff on buying something or not, right? Like, you'll see the price like, oh my God, or oh my God, 300, I can get this and I can modify or get the OLED. Because that was the OLED model. Is that the OLED? No, it's LCD. I'm sorry, it's not OLED, it's LCD. Is the OLED on refurbished right now? No refurbished OLEDs right now, but are on sale. Oh, these are new. These are the new ones on sale because the refurbished ones too. They'll come up with refurbished every now and then, and the refurbished ones are cheaper than this. If I remember right, you can get it for like $250 for a Steam Deck and blah blah and all this stuff. But yeah, I digress. But Slick Deals is cool for just go through usually I jump to the last page of comments first. I'll read like the first comment, then I'll jump to the last page, kind of skim those, and then I'll kind of bounce around real quick for something I really like and then get out of there. But at least I have a clue of like what's going on. Frugal supremacy, save on life. Some life stuff, much more. Yeah, facts. Save on life stuff. Yeah, spend more money on your hobby. Facts. The economy is not doing any of us a favor right now. So, any tips and tricks to save money or spend money more wisely, right? Like I said, putting your lunch for today. Okay, I'm gonna eat a sandwich and be a little hungry, but at least I know I starved myself. I played the Hunger Games with myself, and in 6 months or a year, I'll have something really nice I can look at that I really like. Yeah. Your thought process is pretty much spot on. Thanks, Splax. Okay, so that's all things. So I think it's time for a tutorial right now. When I did this video the other day, like I said, my mic, the volume was really loud, and let me go to settings. I don't know if you guys, where's the settings on this thing right here? I hope my voice sounds clear and not peaky, right? And that you guys can hear me clear. Because I would hate to put the video on. It's like, it's all loud. So my adjustments, maybe since I'm recording, it's not letting me change the volume levels on the fly. Of course, it's not, right? Because that would just make sense. If I want to play a quick match or two, it's good enough to run Tekken 8 vs 6 with slightly lower FS is what I was thinking too. Like, if you lower the graphics, it's really you just want to play. And what I'm thinking too is because I went one night locally while I'm setting all this up, and someone had bought their PC, and I don't know what was going on, but I knew I was pushing the buttons, and it was not giving me what I asked for. They were playing Ravens. They were doing all these like wacky back turns and slides and flips and dips. And I was like, what is happening here? Why am I not able to counter or whatever? So my thought was, if I had a Steam Deck, it's small, I can get consistent with that, and I should be able to get exactly what I want out of it. And again, this isn't going to happen tomorrow, but because I know the Steam Deck 2 is coming, but I was like, well, if I could start saving now, even $5, by the time the Steam Deck 2 comes out, I would have some money set aside. I can ask, my wife's going to ask, hey, what do you want for birthday? What do you want for Christmas? I can tell her I want some money to go towards that. That's the other thing. If you guys are saving up for something, let people know, hey, I'm saving up for this. You know, you're a kid, you're a grown up. People love getting you things. Well, kid, look, don't worry about buying me. Just give me $20. That's enough. Hand me $20. I'll put it in my savings for what I'm saving up for. $10, $20, $5. You know, money's money. It totals up into, you know, whatever your end goal is. And in the end, when it comes in, what I usually do, like, I'll get something, and I'll be like, thank you for what you got me. And she's like, what are you talking about? I didn't even buy that. And we laugh when she says it, but she knows that, because she's used to it now. I will sit on cash to the last minute, and then once a deal hits, I'll jump. It could be like September 27th, like some random day. It's on sale for $50 off. Boom, I got it. And I had the money. I'm so glad the money's sitting there, right? So anyway, if I want to play, it's good enough to run Tekken 8. Yep, with little graphics. I've been hooking up my S16 to it, and you have the Steam Deck. Oh, nice. So yeah, the Rogue Ally X. I've been looking at the Steam Deck. Yeah, the Rogue Ally, whatever version it is in the Steam Deck. Those are two of the primaries right now. I've been on the fence with those two. If I were to do, and that was kind of like trying to deter me from getting a PC. Like, maybe I shouldn't get a PC, just get one of these little compacts, and then it could serve multiple purposes. But I can't stream with this. That kind of sucks. But you see where I'm kind of going with this. Yeah, facts. People in the chat. Jones, I got a question. Okay, Spottix. My PC is 6-7 years old. I want to upgrade my CPU to an i7 just for 2K so I checked the requirements. But do you need to change the motherboard too if I upgrade CPU? I want to say yes. That's my first thought, because most of the parts in the PC are pretty independent. But the motherboard, the CPU, and the case tend to be a little bit more married to each other, because the case on the back of it, you got to get your little case outline, you know, adapter thing, the little metal aluminum thing, for the ports that come on your motherboard. And then you want to make sure your motherboard supports an i7, because if you bought it 7 years ago, how do I say this? The version of i7 you're looking at now may have, we'll say, like, it announced, like, okay, Quamba just announced the Sapphire and the new buttons, the KT. They announced it today. You buy it 5 years from now. Technology and bits and bats and parts have all changed a little bit. The KT buttons may have actually changed shaped in the past 5 years slightly. I digress. You see where I'm going with this. So it may not be an issue, but that's the thing I would be looking at. Okay, is this going to be an issue? Is it going to be compatible? And if yes, if no, which case, which motherboard do I need to get to make myself happy? And I'll be good to go. And you know, that may change your fans up. The connectors have changed, because all those things. But that's just my high level explanation. But you need to change your motherboard too if you upgrade the PC. Anyone knows? It will be easy to run. Okay, boom. So code's on it. Code's got you, and code incentive got you. You have to be on the CPU. Yeah, CPU would be cooler, and possibly facts that part too. I was thinking the fans. You're right. The cooling system and the RAM may be a thing too. I got an i5 something CPU, but don't know if I can run it. I've checked the requirements to get XO. It says Alpha i7. Okay, wow. Riot Games, easy to run like League. 7 years old PC, need everything. Vlog is like, that thing is a dinosaur. You know, and I'm laughing because it's just the world we live in now. Things are moving so fast, right? It's like it's just fast. So you don't beat yourself up about it, but it's just the nature of the beast. It's almost getting to the point where you have a water bill, an electric bill, an internet bill, and a entertainment upgrade bill. I put $20 into the savings account for just all my entertainment needs. If my, you know, TV, I used to buy, you know, it's funny, we didn't buy radios anymore. We used to buy a radio with speakers and all the different stuff. This is like 10 years ago. You don't really, a CD player, I don't know, a cassette player, I don't know, there's a radio in your house. You really don't even buy them anymore. You have your phone, you plug I can't talk. You hook a Bluetooth speaker to your phone, and that is your radio now. That's kind of crazy how the world's like changed even that little bit. I should just buy the AM5. Is to buy, I think he's trying to say AMD maybe. You know, AMD, I'm sorry. To buy AMD AM5, got you. 7800 X3D if you have the cash, or Ryzen 5 7600 for budget. Okay. I think 2KXO will support PCs as low as 2014. Okay, here's my PC. Okay, so you got an i5 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, a GPT RTX 2070 with Windows 11. Windows 11, ouch. I have Windows 11, and sometimes it did something to me the other day that kind of made me upset. So I usually use Windows 10, because Windows 11 kind of ticks me off sometimes. And that's Windows. Windows, like every other Windows, is good. So Windows 11 just on the off year, where it's going to be a pain as they grow to Windows 12, Windows 1.2 probably. probably gonna be called Windows 123. I check everything to Excel. Nice. Okay, so let me set everything up here. Let me grab my cord. Where's my cord? So I can do this. And we're going to keep talking in the chat. So because I have the things you're talking about. I'm actually interested in. So you're actually doing me a favor talking about this stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pad. What we're going to do is we are going to. This should be short too. How to remap your buttons. So write that down. Remap the buttons. Because that's almost it's like a part of the process, but in the last recording I forgot to state that, hey, here's how you remap buttons, even though it's all part of the process. So remap buttons and profiles, how to change profiles on the fly, how to reboot on the fly, reboot on the fly, and I'm gonna show you guys on camera, and then if you guys don't mind, can you tell me, just put a yes or a no if my audio sounds good. If it's bad, say no. If it sounds good, say yes. And here's what I'm getting at. Like when I did the other day, it was really like, okay, it's gonna be loud, so I apologize. It was a lot like this, where it was like, see how loud everything was peaking, and I looked at my OBS, like everything was red. Oh, wait, I could turn the volume down on here. Mic audio. What if I turn this down? Can I turn this down? Oh, I can't adjust. Can I? I can mute it. Vertical properties, filters. Can I advanced audio properties? PC mic. There's a balance. Volume down. I gotta lower the decibels. Game mic audio. This one. What if I lower it like 5 points? Right about there. That's 5 points down. It's still red. It's fine. I'll leave it at 0. I'll leave it at 0. It's fine. Okay. All right. Let's do this tutorial. Let me grab this. Let me grab a pad and we'll do this tutorial. This is gonna be really fun. It's gonna actually be really fun. It's actually, I think what's gonna be cool about this too is, as I show this to you guys, the next thing I'm gonna do, and I'll put this to the side. I don't forget to tell you guys. I found something out by accident. I think that was even cooler. So move the Mayflash. Oh wait, we gotta go back because we didn't forget the Duelpad Zen is coming, and I gotta remember to look at this too. Let's take this Shinsun top that Mitch sent me. That looks really cool. I gotta look at that later. I have like a whole Google Chrome single window just full of all the stuff I was talking about Mitch about, talking to you guys about. So all the suggestions you guys are popping in there. I'm gonna go back and look at those later. Okay, got that. Got the keycaps. I gotta order some more keycaps too. And shout out to Moosetache too. Thank you for sharing your photo. You did a really awesome job. I know you're kind of beating yourself up a little bit on the screen. I think we all do it, right? We all do arts and crafts or different things. You're like, I can probably, this doesn't look good, it looks bad. But trust me, brother, none of us are judging you. You are way ahead of us to figure out how to even make this and cut the acrylic, all the things, and to get it working. Because that's what I'm worried about now. When I reached out to the vendor, they were like, we have a kit online, but because the models that I play with are like a special version, they have to send me extra cables. So I was like, well, look, don't worry about all that. I don't want you guys shipping all around the world for like a passion project. I'll pay for it. Just make a SKU up and I'll pay for it. And they were like, we'll send it first. We'll see if it works. So once it's all done, I'm gonna send them like how things went. And then my goal is to send them a SKU to say, look, you should probably sell a kit like this and just let people buy this kit. Right. And then that'll be that. Because I don't know, I feel it makes me feel good helping the vendors too. It doesn't give me free stuff. I could buy this if I wanted to myself. So it's not that type of thing. It's more how I feel about it. I think their customer base may feel the same, and it only helps everyone win, right? Because everyone hates a crappy project. Like I keep beating up the 3D printed pad that I started with. That was an entry level. It was before the market got hot, right? But I make sure everyone knows that, hey, it came with V1 switches. They fall out really easy. They break all the time. It was doing all these. It was kind of clacky. And the vendor that I didn't know they saw me talk about, they remade it and it looks way better. Like what they remake is so nice, and they modified it too. So I think they understood. Look, we're not bashing your product. We're trying to help. So that made me feel good. All right, so let me grab my cable. I'll grab this cable. So we got this one. I need a controller. Okay, had to run downstairs. All right. Got everything here. Let me check the chat. Give me a second. Get some snacks too. All right, so we got this controller. We have record. We have our custom stands. Shout out to the stands. Boom. So I'm going to use my S. And I'm thinking about doing the M. I might do the, because I have the M. I need to do it anyway, right? So I'm going to do them all the same. Okay. Let me grab this. I have my cord here. Okay, let me get this controller out the way. It's like right over here. Okay, that over here. Right, let me put my headphones. Hello, I didn't put my headphones on. Put my headphones on so I can hear myself, and I'll know how the audio sounds. And we'll get this tutorial off the road. Because my goal, make sure, yep, it's recording good, so there is recording. And my goal is to just take this out of here. And just clip it right out the video, right? Okay. So I've got all my notes here to the side. I'm going to move this one out the way. So we'll start with, I should probably do, let's get the G out the way. Hey Google, set the AC upstairs to 76.
Got it. Setting upstairs to 76 degrees.
Okay, so should I do the M or the S? I mean, I'm going to do them both anyway, but which one should I do on camera? Maybe the S, because the S screen's a little easier to see. And shout out to Moosetache, because mine is cut perfect on the S, whereas my M is cut kind of off, and it bothers me every time I look at it too. So I know the feeling. Let's get my wire set up here. Let's get this stuff. Alright, good. So I got all my switches here. Let's tighten this up. Here we go. Alright, so let's get our view right. Change the webcam view. Okay. Which camera's just clear? Why does this camera look so washed out today? It looks so washed out. It looks weird. This one looks better. This is a little messier. Let's clear the desk. I'll scoot you a bit. Can't move you, right? Can I? My desk has so much junk on it. So I want the focus to be on what we're doing, not on the junk here. Let's get out the way. Get out the way. Move my. I need the keyboard in a second, so that's fine. Okay, boom. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So we'll put the M off to the side here, and we'll do the S. Okay. All right. So, and again, why? How do I get the audio? Let me if I put the mic over here. Is that too far? Can I be heard? 1, 2, 3, 7, 7, 7, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Next shoot 1, 2. Okay, good, good, good. It's not peaking as bad anymore. All right, we'll put it right there. Okay. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. All right, so today we're going to go over how to customize your Hot42 GB20 any pad that's running GB2040 and make use of buttons that you don't normally use, right? So we're going to look at this pad here. So this is the Hot42 S13, and again, this is going to work on any pad running GB2040. So for me, I'm going to plug it in and show you some buttons that I don't use and we're going to change. So let's get our cable here. We're going to go ahead and connect our power. And I'm going to go to paste where you can follow along, right? So here we go. Connect my cable manager, that way I don't rip it, do any weird things. Now, I'm going to take the other end. Okay, good. So now we're going to take the... Oh, let's unplug this. I'm sorry, unplug it. We're going to take this and plug it to your PC. So now we're going to take this in. We're going to hold start. And we're going to connect the power. So now after you do this, your screen will look like this. You are in web config mode. What you want to do is open your browser and go to the address you see right here on the screen. So let's do that. You can see this address is http://192.168.7.1. Let's go there. Now your screen should look just like this. And what you're looking at is, welcome to GB2040. This software is just like Android. You could buy an Android phone, an Android computer, Android tablet. They're all different in shape and size and buttons. But at the end of the day, underneath all of it is Android. So underneath most, these newer controllers is GB2040. What version am I running? Version 078. The latest is 079. Do you need to upgrade? No. At the time of this recording, are there features in 7.9 that you want? Yes, and I will pull a pad out and I'll show you some of those features. But you running 078, can you finish the tutorial? Yes, you will be just fine. All right. Before we do anything, you want to go to configuration, come down to data backup and restoration. Go to backup to file and click save. When you click this, what I like to do is I put the names. This is the S13, so S13. So hot HA242 hot42 S13, and then leave the rest the same. Hit save. Now you think it's saved, it did not. Make sure you look at the top right of your browser and click the keep button. If you can't find it, just go to download history and you'll see where it says keep. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Take a screenshot. Boom, got it. So now I hit keep. The file has downloaded. Make sure you go to your folder and verify that the file is there. I see the file there. I'm good to go. The reason I can't stress enough is there may be a time where various brands, the firmware may have issues and something may go wrong. So this way, if you have to reload everything, you have a complete backup of how it came from the factory and you don't have to stress. All right, so now we have that done. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to settings. Under input mode settings, the current mode, this is where you play the most. So in this case, I play mostly on PS5. I'll click PS5. If you're on version 077, you may only see PS4, but there will be options here that will show you, say, hey, click these checkboxes or what have you to put yourself in PS5 mode. But any newer version, you will see PS5 in the list. So click on PS5. Why does this matter? The host yes or host no. I'm going to switch back. This controller has a pass-through port. That is what that means. When I plug in my adapter here, this booter device, when I connect this, it will not be recognized if I don't hit that option. Right? So I'm going to go back to the browser. And again, as I'm in here, it's not doing anything now. But when I plug into my PS5, if this is set to none, If this is set to none, that port will not work. So I set it to host. And if it's already set to host, just leave it the way it is. But this is what this means. All right. You can click save. Now we go to game settings. Here, if you ever have an issue where you're using your controller and like your arrow keys don't work, you can't figure out why, you accidentally held the button that put it in a different D-pad mode. So give me 1 second here. I'll cut this part out. So you actually put it in a different D-pad mode. Here's how you can change that from left stick, right stick, or D-pad. And again, if you don't fully understand, what does this mean? All this is saying is this controller is simulating a regular controller. Here's the D-pad, left stick, right stick. You're just setting it manually. All right, let's continue. Here you have your SOCDs. That's all set. Your force setup, you can leave that alone. Your profile, as we go through the profiles, you can set yourself to be automatically set to profile 3, profile 1. We're going to leave it as 1. Leave that alone. We don't have to save anything. We didn't change anything. Good, fine. Boot input modes. Here I use a lot. What this does is whenever I connect my controller to a console, I hold this button. I hold this button. You pick whichever button you hold. This is for Xbox. This is for PS5. This is for Switch. This is for PC. If you're switching consoles all the time, you pick which button you want to be the button that when you hold this button, and now when you plug into that console, it'll put itself in that console's mode. So for me, I have L1 for PS5, I have R1 for Xbox, and sometimes there's Switch. It doesn't matter. You're not hurting anything. This is just helping you connect to different consoles. Hotkey settings. Now we're getting to where we need to be. So here, to change your colors, and I'm going to change this here. You can, on the very top right, you're probably in GP 2040 mode, so it probably looks like this. You see S1, S2, up. You can click this drop down and you can put in X input mode. That'll give you the PC and Xbox settings, right? You see your X, your Y, your guide, all the different Xbox buttons. You could put this in Nintendo Switch mode. So whatever console you're most familiar with, you can drive these settings in the console that you know the best. PS4, which is same as PS5, right? So here, home, I believe it's home and share, right? So, or excuse me, PS. So PS is your home button. Options is your start button, right? So when you try to hold home and start, press up, down, left, or right. This is how you're changing those SOCD modes. That's why that works, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click here. We're going to go back to GP 2040. And we're going to look at what they have here. They have S1, S2, S1, S2, S1, S2s, right? Then they have S2A1. So I do not see any S1s and A1s. That's what we're going to use for this demo. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to go to A1. I'm going to click the next one. I'm going to say S1. And it'll reorder everything, so don't worry about that. When I hold those two buttons, when I press the left button, what I want to happen is I want it to load profile number 1. I'm going to come here and I'm going to go a little... Oops, excuse me. I'm going to say when I press S1, when I say A1, when I press down, I'm going to change this to load profile 2. And we're going to rinse and repeat. And here's the process I'm following right now. So I'm going to show you the controller. All I'm saying is, see how my home and start are different colors? And my home and back are different colors? When I hold the S1 and S1 and A1, when I hold those, and when I press left, down, right, or up, we're going to change profile 1, profile 2, profile 3, profile 4. We're going to use these as our profile swappers. All right. So let's go back. So rinse and repeat. S1, S1, A1, A1. You may have to slide up and down. The lower you get, they hide, right? And now we did left, down. Let's go right. Left, down, right, up. Profile 3. Profile 4. Now I'm going to come to the bottom. I'm going to say save. Now if I reboot this controller, when I change my view, the controller is loading back up, and we'll see the controllers. We'll show you the profile. It's currently in profile 1. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to hold. Now, again, it was cryptic. It was S1, A1. I don't remember what is what. I can come. Let me go back to the view. Back to the web view. I can change this to PS4. And again, remember, I can go to Xbox, X input, whatever you need to make you understand which button's what, right? So we're here. So I'm going to hold, was it home and start? No, it's home and back. Home and back, there it is. Oops, and my PC's jumping. So let me, I can't see. Okay, so let's say that part again, right? So now we're back. When I look at the controller here, it is currently in PS5 mode, and I can't see the profile. We're going to show that. So when I hold the home and back button, which is S1 and A1, I hold these two and I press right. Now, if you look at your screen, it'll show you the profile switching right there on the top. So I'm going to do it kind of fast. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I hope you can see that on camera. So now I'm going to come back here, and for me, I need to change my mode to something else, because when I'm pressing these buttons, it's making the screen jump, and I can't see what you see. So I'm going to put in X input mode. Oops, wait, it didn't save. So I need to put, I'll cut this out of the video, but I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to hold start. I'm going to plug it right back in. There you go. So now I'm back in configurator mode, right? So now I'm going to put in X input mode. I'm going to say save. And now when I restart the controller, let's see if I can see it without making my screen jump here. Put this here. And then your splash screen, you can do it while the splash screen is there. You're not hurting anything. And look, it shows profile. So there we go. So right, so home, I hold home and back. S1, A1. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Now I can see. So let me turn it this way so y'all can see a little sideways. But the whole point is you'll see it jumping profiles. Doing upside down. And you can see it jumping from profile to profile without any issues. And there you can see it's profile 3, profile 2, profile 4, profile 1. And it's that simple, right? So now, so there's another way to do this that's actually a little easier. So let's change the view back. Well, first of all, come back. Okay, I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to hold start. I'm going to plug it back in. And now again, nothing changed. It's back in the configuration mode. And here, what's nice too is you can press button 1 to see your layout. You can press button 2 to see your splash screen. So what can we do about that, right? I want to change that look up. Here's a new look. What's going on today? Here's a new look that I have that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to put this here. Change the view. So what you can do is come to configuration. Let's come down to display configuration. The new layout that I've been using is button layout. I use the VLX. The right side, and I'm going to pick fight board. And if I save this, when I come here, don't do anything, just leave it the way it is. You can press 1 and look, your layout changed. And you're thinking, well, it looks like a joystick. What I like about this layout is when I press the directions, I'm in joystick mode. Let's see, let's do this. I'm going to unplug it, I'm going to plug it back in. So now it's loaded up. When I press the directions, it looks like a joystick. And you may think, what's the big deal? Well, when you're trying to figure out if your buttons are working, you can kind of see it all through there. And that's been the look I've liked lately. Use any style you want, but what I'm really getting at is you can come in here and try all the different layouts, and you're not going to hurt anything going through the different button layout styles. Now if I unplug it, I hold start, I plug it back in. you can come through here and pick all the different layouts you want to try, and you'll find the one that's right for you. And the reason I do on the right hand side the fight board at this point is, if I go to, when I reboot the controller, I'm definitely going to clip all this out. When I reboot the controller here, it shows me the profile that I saved, and it remembers when you unplug it. So if I change the profile, home, back, right? So now I'm in profile 3. When I unplug it and I plug it back in, it will remember the profile that it had from last time. And there you go, it's in profile 3. So what I like about this right hand side is it recognizes these top buttons. When I push them, you see the lights lighting up, so you always know it's being pressed. And again, you could change any style you want. And with this, I like seeing that there. You probably don't have this turned on right now, do you? You don't have your inputs. I'm going to show you how that works. So let's come back. Let's unplug the controller, hold start. Let's unplug the controller, hold start, plug it back in. We see our web config. Let's change our view. So now, we're going to go into the add-on section. And this section has a lot of cool features that you may not have known that can help, that are just nice creature comforts to what you have here. So here, if your controller has an LED on it, you can enable this. And what this will do is, when you have a booter device connected to your PS5 or PS4, if you select this option, the light will turn on and be solid when it's connected to a PS5. You can do an input test. What this does is, you're worried that, hey, when I push a button, it doesn't do anything. Something's not working. You think it's broken. If you put it on this mode, any button you push, the light will flicker and let you know if things are working or not working. And then you have your mode indicator letting you know which mode you're in. So we're going to use the PS5 authenticator, and we're going to leave that the way it is. The turbo. If you look at your screen, you see that T15, T10, T15. I can change this, T10, T20. I haven't spent a ton of time with the turbo, but out the box, this is how it comes based on your manufacturer. If you don't want this on, you could turn this off. Or if you're in a tournament and you don't want to enable it, you can disable it right there. You can come down. There's tons of different options here you can go through. The other options we want to look at are all the way at the very, very bottom, right here, input history. For most folks, this is disabled. You want to come in, just enable this, and leave all the defaults, 2107. Leave it the way it is. Click Save. Reboot your controller. Reboot, say controller. And now if you come back and look at your controller, you're going to see that anytime you push a button, it appears on the bottom of the screen. And personally, I really like that, where if I did something like down back 1, I can see what it interpreted me doing. Right, so that's a really nice feature. It's just one of those things where you have it and it's already built in, you use it, right? So let's unplug it, hold start, plug it back in. Another thing I noticed is I never use this turbo button, right? It's just sitting here, it's kind of taking up space, not being used. What if instead of holding home and back and all these different combinations of keys to do different things, what if we just hold this button and press the button, right? And make something happen. Perfect. We're in web config mode. Let's go back to configurator. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to configuration, go to pin mapping. So now we're here, right? We're in profile 1, profile 2, profile 3, profile 4. Go to profile 1, click pin viewer, and it's waiting for you to do something. Press the turbo button on your controller. So on this S, the turbo button is button number 14. So I'm going to go down the list. Pin 1, 2, 3. 14 is right here. What do you know? It's set to turbo. Instead of turbo, let's set this to function. Right there. So now, before you do anything, you did it only on profile 1. We're going to use this button to change profiles. This will not work on profile 2 because it's still on turbo mode. So change profile 2 to function. Go to profile 3, set it to function. And last, profile 4, change the function. Save that. And now you know that button is consistent against all your profiles, right? So now we have the function button. Now how do we use it? We're going to go to settings. Go to settings, come down to hotkey settings. And you may have not have noticed there's a function right here but it's not checked. We're going to check this box. And mind you, if you come in here right here, if you did not set that button on profile 1, so if I go back, configuration pin mapping, I go to profile 1, if I turn this to anything, right, and I save this, when I come to settings, hotkey setting, look, it tells you right here, profile button is not mapped. The FN slider will be disabled. Profile 1 has to be set to function. One of the buttons somewhere has to be set to function, or this will not turn on and it will not work. You try to check the box, it will not let you check the box. So go back to configuration, pin mapping, profile 1, I'm going to change pin 14, which was my function button, or my turbo button. I'm going to change it to function. I'm going to save it. Now when I go back to settings, hotkey settings, that message is gone. Now I can check this box. All right, so now this says when I press the function button, plus what button? Here I did S1, A1, right, left. I don't need this S1 anymore. All I need is left, down, right, up. Let's do left. I need right. Down. Right. And I'll go down. I need up. So I'm going to check the function 1, function 2, function 3, function 4. So function plus left, function plus down, function plus right, function plus up. What I want to do with the load profiles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I save this. I'm going to reboot my controller. Controller's loading up. I can see it's currently in profile number 3. See, it remembers. All I have to do now is I can just hold the turbo button. 1, 2, look at that. It's jumping profiles. Boom. It's that easy. So now we unplug it. We unplug it, we hold start, plug it back in. Okay, I see the web config address there. We're good to go. Let's go back to our browser. So now, in this space here, we no longer need these S1, A1, S1. You can leave it there, you can get rid of it, it's up to you. You only get a limited number of options, right? But let's go down the list here. What other features does this controller offer? Let's scroll all the way up, boom. You have your directionals, your SOCDs, you can change the axis, you can toggle, there's so many things you can do in here. What about reboot? What if we click this one? What if we say function button plus button 1, reboot the controller. Save it. I reboot. So now it's loading. It'll see the profiles load up. So we're profile 3. So now I hold function and I press this. Nothing happened. Why is that? The numbers are actually in a different order. Button 1 is down here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Your first thought is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you like this button, make sure you pick button 3, not button 1, right? So I'm going to hold turbo and press this button. And look, boom, it restarted. Now you're thinking, okay, whoop-de-doo. Why would I do that? Why didn't I restart my controller? I'm going to show you. I keep having to unplug this, don't I, to get back to web config. I keep having to plug this to get back to web config, don't I? Not anymore. I hold start, hold function, press button 3. Look at that. Web config. Boom. I come back, I don't have to unplug anything, I'm not wearing out my plugs, or if you have it under your desk, you're not looking around for things, it's all good to go. So you're set. Boom. So now, pin mapping, what have we learned? We've learned how to change buttons around. So if you want to play Tekken on profile 1 or Street Fighter on profile 2, but you want your buttons laid out different, all you need to do is press the pin viewer, press the button you want to touch. So button 10, there's button 3. I could change this. Let's do this. Let's switch the buttons. So I'm going to make on profile 2, button 1, or profile 1, button 1 was on the bottom. Profile 2, button 1 is going to be on the top, right? So I'm going to press pin viewer. I'm going to press button 1. Button 1 is button number 6, right? So I'm going to make this button 3. I'm going to press pin viewer. I'm going to press button 3. That's button 10. I'm going to come down here, make him button number 1. I'm going to save this. Now, would you normally do this? No, right? This is just for to prove the point of how easy it is to come in here and change the buttons on your controller. And when we get to the macros, this may help as well. So now we're here. We're going to hold function, and we're going to go to profile 1. Profile 1 set, right? So when I press this, it's giving me an A, right? So I'm going to exit. When I hold function, I go to profile 2, right? Profile 2 is loaded. Now I let go. When I press this button here, I get an X. We swapped them. Now when I press the top button, I get an A. So when I hold function and press 3, look, nothing's happening. It's because I swapped it. Boom. Right? And it didn't reboot. Now it rebooted because I switched the button here to there because the profile is swapped. So now if I hold start, if I hold function, and I go back to profile number 1, so function left, I'm back at profile 1, everything's normal. I hold function and I press the B1 button, it restarts. This time I'm going to hold start, I'm going to hold function, I'm going to press B1, and now it's back in WebKit mode. I didn't have to unplug anything, it's all done right there on the fly. So I go back to web view. Next we have our peripheral mapping will never come in here. We have our LED configuration, that all is what it is. The custom themes, we're good with all that. Display, we understand everything here. So we have our splash screen enabled. We set how long we want it to appear, 7 seconds, or if we put a 0, it'll stay on indefinitely. We have our button layout styles. And then we have our add-ons. We went through and we modified our add-ons. We have our macros. Now the macros, we're going to keep this very light. So if I come here to macro number 1, I enable it. Null field, what's going on, brother? Not much doing a tutorial, just showing folks how to remap their buttons and set profiles and different things. And I'm almost done, actually. This is really good. So I'm probably going to take this and I'll chop this up. It turns to an official video. And then I'm going to play some Tekken for a little bit here. So I'm going to call this switch profiles. Right? So when I press, or I'm going to call this, excuse me, button 3 plus button 4. So when I press this button, I want button 3 and 4 to happen. So I'm going to add an input, which is button 3. Another one for button 4. Now I did this by accident, right? I want to delete this. I click this button here, I double click it, and it lets you know, you highlight it, double click to delete. So now this will be a button 3, button 4 action, right? So I save this macro. Now, even though this is saved, nothing's going to happen because I haven't activated it yet. We come back to configuration, we go to pin mapping. So now I'm going to look at my controller, and I don't really use this button. So I'm going to make this my macro button for the sake of this demo, right? So I'm going to come back. I'm going to go to pin viewer. I'm going to tap the button. Button number 27. I come down. 27 is up. Of course it is, because that's our second up button, right? Well, let's change that. Let's change that to macro number 1. There it is. There's your macros. Macro number 1. I hit save. When I reboot the controller, I make sure I'm a whole function. I'm going to press left to make sure I'm in profile number 1. Now, when I press this button here, okay, what did I just do? Oh, I skipped a step, didn't I? That's what happens when you try to do it live. Let's see here. Let me check where is my demo notes here? This is what it's like to make content. Why haven't you finished the video yet? Because moments like this happen where I'm trying to record it perfectly and it's not giving what I asked for. So we're going to come back we're going to hold function and press button 1. Oh, hold start, hold function, press button 1, and we're going to reboot the web config mode, right? We're going to come in here. There they are. Okay, there's my tabs. And profile 1 is macro number 1, 27. Oh, macro 1. Didn't enable it. All right, hold on. So let's enable it. I don't think I saved it. Button 3. Button 4. Thank you. Thank you for the art comp. Yeah, man, this is a fun one. So my daughter was big in this controller when I made this one, and that's why I keep saying Tae's Toe. She's a big BTS fan, so Taeyoung was her favorite. So I digress. So that we have enable the macro. We're going to call this button 3 plus button 4, right? What type? Is this press it once and be done? Do we have to hold to repeat it? Is a toggle? We're going to leave it at press. We're going to save this. We're going to go back to pin mapping. Go down, and there's your macro 1. Right, we're going to save this. And now we're going to reboot the controller. Oh, you guys can't see. Oh my gosh. All right, so come back. Macros. Start, turbo, 1. Boom, it's back. All right, here we go. Y'all couldn't see what I was pressing. I apologize. Reload. There you go. So there you go. The macro is enabled. So the name is button 3 plus 4. Actions are 1. It's enabled. And now you'll notice too, the names will change. You have 6 macro slots, and when you give it a name, it'll leave macro 1 and become whatever you called it. Here, this is 3 plus 4. When I go to pin configuration or pin mapping, here it shows macro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is something you need to be aware of, that when you're doing this, one screen will look one way, another screen will look another, right? But remember, it's macro 1. So we saved it. We're going to reboot the controller. So now we have our controller here. Go. And there you go. So when I press the button now, you'll see X and Y. Why are you fighting me right now? There you go. And you can see X and Y activating. So from my experience with the macros, again, maybe I had to toggle the long press, the holds, all the different things. It activates differently. What I also notice is when I use this, if I hold a directional and press the macro, it doesn't activate. And I imagine it's by design, right? But that is something I've noticed. So when you're doing your macros, there is a learning curve to it where you will need to spend time understanding what's happening, what value you're getting out of it, what you're trying to achieve before you start diving in. Where, if I'm playing Fang, there's a lot of 1+2 moves, right? So I may say, I just want to press one button, back this, or what if I'm already here, just boom, boom. That would actually be smarter, right? Hold this and press this. Oh, I'm flicking you guys off, but hold this and press forward. All these different things, right? The macros, from my experience so far, you do need to understand how to make sure that it's activating that way. I may have to make the macro say macro. Let's see. Hold start. Hold turbo. Press B1. Now we're in web config mode, right? Let's go back. You may have to do things like this. We go to configuration. We go to macros. Macro number 1, which is this, but we're gonna have to add left right here and save it. Reboot the controller, and now when I come back, it's coming back. So I can press, there you go. 3 and 4, right? If I press this, but even then, see, it's not always consistent when it hits. So this is more, I would imagine this, when it comes to fighting games, I would not depend on the macros. But if I was building a device, I would. Like, it is good for those certain types of things, but from my experience so far, it can be, you really need to spend time understanding when it's going to activate. If I hold something else and press the button, or does it still activate, right? All those things play a factor on how it's going to work out. So I recommend simply sticking to pin mapping and functions, right? Use your function button plus everything else. Use your pin mapping with everything else, and that'll really make you happy. And the function button is very, very consistent. The turbo button, if you do not use a turbo button, just change the function and get some value out of it. This plus anything else to do something else, right? So I hold start, hold function B1. I'm in web config mode, that easy, right? When I come in here, I'm going to delete this macro. Let me change the view. So I'm going to double click to delete it. I'm going to change the name. I can leave the name the way it is. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm just going to disable it, right? So I'm going to call this macro 1, right? I'm going to save this. So now I can see it's all there. I'm going to go to overview and I can see everything is disabled. Even if you left it alone, you'll see it there. It's fine. One action, that's fine, but it's disabled, right? Nothing hurting anything. Come back to configuration, pin mapping. I'm going to press pin viewer. When I press the up button, it's pin 27. I come down to 27. I no longer need macro 1. I'm going to set it to up and save. So now when I reboot the controller here, I can see that this button is now back to up. So I have my up on the bottom, my up on the top, and everything is fine. Right? So I'm going to hold start, hold function, press button 1. We're back in our web config mode. So now we've gone through this. Under hot settings, you have a function button set up. You can really define if you want to, no longer hold S1, S2 up to go through all these different menus. You could just set these to, let's say our color changing, different things. You could just set that to be the function instead of these other buttons. And that'll really kind of save you the time and everything else to set everything up. So these here I no longer need. I'm going to take this one and let's pick another option instead. And if you have firmware version 079, there is a next profile button here. And I have a pad that has 079. So if you're on 079, I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to hold start. I'm going to connect this controller. I'm going to refresh the page. Let's go to here. What do we have? Boom, 079, right? If I go to settings, everything's pretty much the same. Go to hotkey settings. This controller has not been set up, so I'm going to go to configuration. I'm going to go to pin mapping. I'm going to press pin viewer. Where's my turbo button on this pad? It is right here. That's, again, pin 14. I'm going to change the function really fast, and we'll move quick here. So I'm going to go a little faster now, right? Profile 2. I no longer need turbo. Profile 3. And if I click on the box, if I just put an F, it finds it for me. F, down, enter. Profile 4. Go here. I'm going to tap the box, press F, down, enter. I'm going to save it. And now I know they're all set. Now I can come back to configuration. Settings, hotkey settings. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to do a 5 and a 6. What is number 6? Number 6 is going to be right there, next profile. So if you have the firmware 079, you'll find things like this. You could tell I did 078 and 079. Everything looks the same, right? There are minor differences, and just as time progresses, they enhance things, improve things. But you can still operate and function your controller without it. But that's what that is, right? So the reboot, and when you put things in order, they'll be in any order. It doesn't matter. As long as the key combination matches, you'll be okay. So I no longer need that S1, S2 for colors. I'm just going to do it here, right? So the function key plus left. Function key, oh, the reboot, excuse me. The reboot is actually button 1, right? So function key button 1 is my reboot. My load profile 1 is here. So what I like to do is I like to set the boxes first. That way I don't get confused when I start going through things. So now I know I want to reboot my controller, load profile 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I want a button to quickly just cycle through the profiles as well. I want a button to reboot. What else on version 079? Is there anything else new? So when you come through here, like when the next version comes out, I recommend coming in just seeing, hey, did anything else get new? What if they add a previous profile button? That'd be really, actually I was trying to code that myself and trying to get that submitted, because there'd be tons of value to say, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, just go forwards and backwards. Next, reverse, right? Everything else is here. We're good, right? If you have a different thing, toggle your joystick, toggle your, there's all these different settings you can do with the flick of a button. So I'm going to set button 3 as my next profile. Here, so I'm going to do left for 1, down for 2, right for 3, and up for 4. Right, they should call that, right? Right, and all of the, you know, it's and again, and also so everyone now you're watching this to understand what's happening is behind the scenes. This is kind of like a community helping. There's people like myself, people. I mean, I'm a very small part of this. I help with the LED configuration, but let me save this first. I'll save this, and I helped with things on this side. So this layout here, these options here, I did this. Right, there's the code was already there. I just modified it for the pads that I own, and then things like this bottom section. See how you couldn't get down there? Some browse, like you can scroll, but sometimes I was having an issue where it wouldn't scroll down. So I add the option here to say left or right. So now it pops up on the side. Or if you're on the very bottom, what if I went on the top? I added these. And the mistake I had were this button and this button, the A2 and L3. If you look at the Stickless 16, I couldn't test with the real pad. This is supposed to reverse. L3 is actually here. A2 is down here. So it's already fixed. In the next release, you're going to see that. But behind the scenes, you know, this is just me contributing. And I made a mistake. I fixed it within 10 minutes. But, you know, as you go through these screens, if you see something not right, don't so much complain or feel like, well, that was stupid. Why didn't they add the previous profile? At the time someone made this, they could have been working on 5 other things. And they just found it and did it in the moment. So, you know, let the folks know, hey, look, I love your product. I want to get some advice. I love this button, but I wish you could add this one. So if you're in a Discord now for your controller, a lot of the folks that build this software, they're in those same Discords, but they just don't talk, but they're in there watching the chat every now and then. So you can put, you know, hey, it'd be nice if this was added in the configurator. And sometimes they will chime in. Like the Train, it's a really nice guy. The Train is so busy. He does so much. And this is what really, there's a community, but, you know, shout out to the Train for even allowing us to you know, dive down this road and really participate a lot to make the software what it is. In the moment, he may just not have thought about previous profile, or maybe there wasn't a space in the memory to manage it. That could be another issue. What if the memory is not able to hold more than 20 functions? I don't know. So little things like that are why some things may seem weird to you, but behind the scenes, they're normal. Right? So there, we've got all that set up. I'm going to reboot the controller. Well, before I do that, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to add-ons, because obviously I've not done this controller, so let's double check things. Out the box, there's a LED on this pad. The mode indicator, I don't use that. I want the PS5. When I'm connected, you know where it says PS5:AS, I'm going to show you guys. I want that to appear on screen. I want the light to change when it appears on screen. The turbo in here. Okay. My mouse disconnected. There we go. So now you get down to turbo. I'm going to leave it the way it is. On some pads, I turn it off. Here, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Ignore everything. I'm going to get to input history. Again, normally this is turned off. I'm going to turn this on, leave it stock 2107. You can change this to whatever you want it to be, but for it works for me as the way it is. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to save it. That's all done. Configuration, go to display settings. Go to display configuration. For me, when I look at my pad, so I'm going to change the view. When I look at my controller here, if I press button 1, I can see the layout. It has the 13 buttons, which is nice. It has all the buttons up top. This is fine. For this one, I'm going to leave it the way it is because it has that 13th button. No problem. I'm going to press button 1 again. That's fine. My splash screen, what do I have? Press button 2. Oh, that's my splash screen. I like that. I'm going to turn it off. Perfect. It is open source, yes. That's why you're seeing this software GP2040 on so many pads now, because it's open source. And that's why when you come in here, it also feels very broad. Like, why do some of these things feel like so open-ended? That's because this software was not made for controllers or fighting games. This software was made. This software was made for everyone. Excuse me, I got a question from the kids. This software was made to be multi-purpose and used for different things. Coming in settings, there's also a feature I just found out about. There's a keyboard feature here. Okay, what's the big deal? When you click on keyboard, if you have Davinchi Resolve, Final Cut Pro, or any other product, you can use your controller as an editing tool. You don't need to use your keyboard for shortcuts. So you can come in here and, for example, when I press up, I don't want arrow up. I want something called left meta left. What is that? On a Mac, that is the command button. Okay, so what's the big deal? When I press down, I don't want down. I want this to be the B button. Where's B? Right there. When I press left, I want this to be the Z button. And you're thinking, like, why am I clicking on these letters? Please hold. Right? And it'll warn you, wait a minute, you have the button set too many times. That's not a big deal, right? I'm looking at my pad in front of me and I'm going to change the view. What I'm setting up here is when I'm editing, when I hold, was it down? It's going to hold the command button. So command break, slice my footage. Command Z, oops, I made a mistake, undo. So I can just hold this, slice, undo. What if I want to scroll fast, scroll slow? I want to scroll, pause, scroll fast, right? So we got 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to our view. So here, button 2, I don't know what I want to do with this. I'm just going to set it to none at the very top. I have no goal of what I'm going to do with this yet. But I know that L1, I want to be the fast forward button. So on a Mac, that is L. So I'm going to go to L. There's no conflicts. My triangle button, I want to be my reverse button, right? So triangle is, and I don't remember. I come to the top, I go to PS4 mode. Boom. There's triangle right there. I want triangle to be J. So now I have reverse, fast forward, and I want spacebar in the middle. That is the left bumper. That's R1, excuse me, R1. So I go to R1 and it's already set the space for me. So now I can save this. So now my input mode is keyboard, but I don't want to be in keyboard all the time. No problem. Go to button input modes. Let's look at our list here. My left one is PS5. My right one is Xbox. Perfect. Which is on my bottom left? That is left 2. Is blank. But wait a minute. They already thought about this. R2 is keyboard. So I'm going to set this to keyboard also, because I don't like the position of it. Boom. I save this. So now I'm going to go and reboot my controller. No problem. No. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks. Yeah, get some rest. Get some rest. Thanks. All right, so we're here. I'm going to change the view. So now we're back here, right? And when you have it in keyboard mode, you're going to notice it says HID keyboard. When I press this button here, I press this button here, and you're seeing the up, down, left, rights happen, right? So you're thinking, okay, what's going on here? It's doing what it's supposed to do. When it's connected to your keyboard, if you open your software here, I'm going to open a notepad here so we can see. Where's my terminal or text editor? There you go. On a Mac, it's called text edit. So open a new document. I'm going to share this with you guys. Okay. So now when I press, what I'm going to do is these buttons here were spacebar, J, and different letters, right? So they're all here. So I'm going to come back here. And when I press these, change the font really big. Look at that. I'm just rolling my fingers, right? So now, command, your left, remember there's my Z. My B is right there. So I can do Command Z, Command B, and I can undo. So let's go back. I'm going to hold Turbo, hold Start, press button 1. It's going to reboot into web config mode because I didn't map it right. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. Over here, these two is Z and B. I need Z here, B there. I want Command in the middle. So I'm going to press these. I want to undo. Command Z, undo. Command B, break. So I'm going to make the down is Command. And this will be Z, this will be B. Let's set it real quick. Zuck, what's going on? Zuck, let's see, just came in for a sec. Say what's up. Thanks, bro. Thanks. Shout out to you. See what you were talking about. I'll have to watch stream. Yeah, we talked about a lot earlier. So we talked about joysticks. I have something coming up that I'm going to be converting. So it was a really fun conversation. Yeah, I think you're going to like it. Shout out to Zuck. Do you know what size screws you need to open up the Hot 42 and 16 Plus? To open or put back? It's a standard screw. It's a small screwdriver, and I have like phone repair tools, so I kind of have, but it's a small screwdriver to open. It's a standard Phillips head, but it's one of the skinny ones. And the size of the screw, I don't remember the size. I haven't opened my M16s yet, but I hope everything's good. You don't have any issues with it. All right, so let me change the view. So let's go back to the window. All right, we're here, right? So I'm going to go back to configuration. I'm going to pin mapping. And here's the thing. I need to click on pin viewer. I'm going to press the left. That is 5, which is left. Press the next, which is down. Number 3 is down. Okay, so I didn't, and press right. Right is number 4, which is right. Perfect. So I know everything is good on that side. Let's come back in settings. Let's go to left, which should be Z. Perfect. Down, that's where I messed up. Down is supposed to be spacebar. Or command, excuse me, which is meta left on a Mac. You can also do meta right. Meta is just the command key. To open up, what's the name of it? To open your device, it's not a special screwdriver at all. It's just, it's the best way to say is if you went to AutoZone and you got like the smallest, skinniest Phillips head will do it. For all the controllers I have, except for the Tiki Taka and the ASI. Everything else uses a standard Phillips head. It just has to be the skinny, small one that fits in the groove. So I would almost say take the pad with you. It's like Walmart, to be honest. Go through the little tool section. Get like a little multi-head tool, just like a phone repair kit. If you can find Amazon's, it's cheaper, but either way, get that, and that'll allow you to open it really easily. So if you're googling Google or Amazon phone repair kit, and make sure it has Phillips and flathead, not the stars, just plain Phillips and flathead, and you'll be all set with what you need. Yeah, hope that helps out. And we'll talk about it. If you're still in when I'm done with this, I'm almost done with this tutorial. If you're still in, we'll talk about it some more. All right, so you got your left, your down. So I want down to be meta, and look, up is wrong, right? So we're going to make this meta right. Not a big deal. So I got my command. This is a keyboard, right? So command on the left, command on the right. And now my right key, which is right here, that's wrong. That's supposed to be B. Now we can save this. Save it, reboot. Now I'm going to change my view. Where's the text? The text box is right here. Boom. So now I come back to this box. Now, if I hold the middle button and press Z, look at that, it undo. Right? So I'm going to show you guys what I'm pressing. By the way, you're right about the window switches. They feel way better. I told you. It's one of those things where you don't want to make people feel bad because there's nothing. If you can't afford it, you're not missing out. But if you can afford it, buy it. Because the wind engines they're like butter. They're so nice. They're so nice. Shout out to Zuck. They are spot on. They are nice. So now that we did all that, look, this is our button here. I'm clicking this box. So this is our J button for Davinchi Resolve. This is reverse. This is spacebar for pause and play. And this is L for fast forward, faster or slower. Here we have our undo, which is Z. You have to do command Z, but at least we know the Z is here. And we have our break, right, to slice, right? Here's our B. In the middle is command, right? So both of these are left keyboard command, right keyboard command, right? So let me change the view and you can see what I'm doing here. So now I'm going to press spacebar, J, spacebar, L, right? I'm going to hold the down and press left, undo. Look at that. Look at that. So now I'm thinking, well, what if I want to redo? I need shift. Let's turn the bottom up button to a shift. So let's hold function, hold start, and press button 1. Boom. We're back in web config. Reboot it. We're back in web config. Change our view. Okay, so we're here, right? So now I want the up button, instead of being, because technically I have two command buttons. Instead of having two command buttons, I want this to be the shift button. There you go, left. So it was already there. There's cross. So I don't know what cross is. I'm not going to stress. I'm just going to set cross to none because we're in keyboard mode. Say none. Boom. I'm going to save this. So now it's saved. Here's what I'm doing. Technically, if you look at a keyboard, I'm just using the left side of the keyboard. Left shift, left command key. I'm using the Z to undo. I'm going to use shift to redo. I have B to break, to slice my footage. I have my space bar and my fast forward, my rewind. I'm going to reboot. I saved it. Did I save it? Let's make sure I save. Reboot. Let's change the view. So what do we do? Here's a keyboard. If you're in Davinchi Resolve today, you have, ignore the buttons here. This is Windows keyboard on my Mac. But the command key, we set that on the left. There's also a command on the right? So we're only using the left. The shift key, there's a shift on the left. We're not using the right, we're only using the left, because in this case, we don't need to worry about that. So we have command, shift, undo, or command, undo, shift, redo. Command, slice. We have rewind. And the more you tap it, the faster it goes. Fast forward, and the more you tap it, the faster it goes. Space bar, just pause and play. Let's see what we got. We have our controller here. And if you look at the screen again, it looks normal. But what's different is, again, it's an HID keyboard mode. That's what matters, right? And when you press the buttons, you would never know because they do the same functions. But behind the scenes, they do something different. Let's see what we got. Okay, boom, boom, come here. So now, I press the left, there's Z. I hold up and press Z, look at that. Left, up and left. So basically jump back, right? So jump back. And I can use the I can use the top or the bottom. Right? So Z, bottom Z. So let me show you what I'm doing here. And what I really like is that for those that play keyboard style, I'm holding this and pressing this. Let me go back. Oops. There you go, right? Look at that, capital, lowercase. And y'all can't see, but I'm doing capital, lowercase just by holding. Just like jumping. Or I could do the bottom one. Same thing. Both of these are up buttons. Same thing. Change the view. So, spacebar is way over here on the side. I have my rewind, stop, spacebar. Fast forward, stop. And on a Mac, if you press space 2 times, it does a period automatically, so ignore that. But either way, I can hold shift or command, which is down, press left, and look, I'm undoing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I can hold up, down, left, and it'll redo. Wait. How do you undo? Shift command. So, this is where you want to change your SOCD modes. Because remember, you can't press up and down at the same time. So here's where you would come in here and kind of change your SOCD modes on the fly. And you can see SOCD neutral, right? I could change this to a different SOCD mode and I'll have no issues. That's the left stick, that's down. Right there. Priority up. Let's see if this works. So this, Z, let's change the next one. There's neutral, left, up. Let's see if left allows you to do it. So if I move the buttons around, like if I put, so let me show you where I'm running into here, because everything is working as it should. But again, this is, you just spend time with it, you'll get exactly how you want it. So if you look at my SOCD modes, I was changing those on the fly, trying to figure out, instead of using these 3, I can just use these. I can just say Z for undo, B for break, command, shift. I can just put all the buttons here, so I can put these at the same time. I can push all 3 at the same time. And then make these J, spacebar, L, because you never press those at the same time. So rewind, stop, fast forward, cut the footage, undo. You can do this however you want without having to worry about anything. And this is just a keyboard. So if you have a T16, you got 16 buttons to edit footage, and you got the top ones too. Just don't touch start. Whatever you do, never touch start, right? But I'm going to stop there. Well, one more thing. So now you're looking at, wait a minute, I'm in HID mode. I want to play Tekken. No problem. All you're going to do is, Tekken, I believe the PS5 was this button here. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to hold function and press button 1. It restarts. I'm going to let go. And we're going to watch. And it should go from HID keyboard into whatever this button is over here. It remembers the profile. PS5 mode. Boom. That easy. So I hope that helped. I hope people, you know, kind of doing it on the fly, it's kind of hard, right? But I thought that was really valuable as I was going through it. And again, if you have any questions, just ask and we can kind of walk through it real quick. But I'm going to go back to web config real quick. So I'm going to hold function. I'm going to hold start. I'm going to press button 1. Look at that. Right back in web config mode. And I'm just going to clean this up really fast, because I'll start using controller another day and I'll forget what I did. So now I know the shift and command and what have you cannot be here because the SOCDs, right? So I'm going to come here to gamepad settings, make sure the D-pad is D-pad, SOCD is neutral. I want that all set. Perfect. D-pad mode, perfect, right? Profile number 1 doesn't really matter because I changed on the fly now. Perfect. The boot modes, they're all set. I have my keyboard, PS5, everything is good to go. So now I'm going to set myself, I'm in keyboard mode, perfect, under input. I want my up. I'm going to leave that alone for a minute. I want my left to be rewind, which is J. I want my down to be spacebar. Well, actually, I'm going to use up. I'm going to make up because that's the natural. On a keyboard, up is spacebar, right? So I want my spacebar there. So I'm going to get rid of J here. So set this to none. Get rid of spacebar here. Set this to none. That way I'm not dealing with all these warning messages. So now I know my up is space. My down, I'll come back to my, I'm going to turn this off. So put this to none. Down, I'm not even worried about that for now. So spacebar is up. Left is rewind. Right is fast forward. Fast forward is L. And again, there's an error. Just get rid of the, perfect. So it's none. So now we have start and stop, which is our spacebar for up. Fast forward for left. Or rewind, excuse me, for left. Fast forward for right. Button 1, which I don't remember which is which, right? So I'm going to change this to GB2040. So button 3 is my top left button. I'm going to make that meta left, my command button. Okay, so button 3 is going to be meta left. I'm going to make button 2 my shift button. It's going to be meta. Here we go here. Shift. Right there. Shift left. And I'm just using left just because. You can do right. It's up to you. Do what you want to do. But this just smooth things out, right? So left and right. So now I have button 3, button 4 set to command and shift. I want the RB button, right? So I'm going to save this. Save it first. Right, I'm going to configuration because sometimes I forget what the top 2 buttons are. No problem. Pin viewer. This is this button here. I set it to none. So I'll just use my memory, right? So we'll go back here. Since I turned it off, it doesn't know. So it's not a problem. I come back in here and I'll look at this other pad. This is, hello, I pressed the wrong controller. I apologize. Go to pin mapping, pin viewer. It doesn't matter. Right there. Boom. There it is. 12. 12 is R1. So I'm going to go back to settings. R1. Where's R1? Right here. So R1, I want to be my undo button, which is Z. I'm going to move this controller out the way. There we go. Right. So now I'm going to save this. And go back to configuration really quick here. Pin mapping, pin viewer. The top right button is 13. 13 is L1. And again, this feels tedious, right? But you're only going to do this once. And once you have it set, you have a game controller and a video editing folder, whatever you want to do with this thing, whenever you want. So I have command, undo, redo, rewind. B for break, B. because it's the splice button. Boom. So I'm gonna save this. Let's see if this has what I want now. Reboot the controller. Let's go back. Let me check my controller, see what mode it's in. I'm pretty sure it's PS5 mode. Perfect, it's in keyboard mode. And why? Because I did that in configure. But if you don't see it there, it's not a big deal. Hold function, hold start, hold this bottom button here, press B1. Wait. Just reboot yourself. Like, hold the... Give me a second. I'm going to reboot the controller again. Okay, so you're trying to get there. Don't hold start, right? Just hold function, hold this button here, which is the key. I set it to keyboard for me, and then press B1. And there, when you let go, it's going to remember you held this button. It'll put itself in keyboard mode. And there you go. We're in HID keyboard, right? Perfect. Change the view. I come here. I press this button here. The left is J. Down does nothing. Up is spacebar. Left is L, right? Second, rewinds, pause, fast forward. All I'm doing is pressing down. I'm pressing up, left, and right, right? Perfect. Gives me some spaces. Press up. Now, button 1 is command, nothing happens. Button 2 is shift. If I hold button 1, right, and I press left, or it's button 4, excuse me. So I hold button 4, I press left. Let go of button 4, just press left. You can see there, I can keep pressing left. And then next to it, so I have my there. So now I can hold command and hit undo. Now I can hold shift. Right, so 1, 2. Perfect. So let me show you guys what I'm doing here. And that kind of wraps things up. So look, I'm just pressing these buttons here. So these are my J and my Z, right? This is my command, this is my shift. So I'm pressing Z. I hold command Z, does an undo, right? So I'm gonna click this window so I can say the moment here, right? So I'm pressing this button here. Look, that's Z, right there. I hold this button, it's shift. Z, shift Z. Z, shift Z, right? To undo, I hold this button and press Z. It's all undoing. To redo on a Mac, you do command shift Z to put everything back. I press B, that's my break button. So I do command break on a Davinci, that slices your inputs. And just like that. So I can scroll through my footage really fast, pause and play, scroll forward, or excuse me, with the spacebar, backwards, pause, forwards, pause, play faster, pause, play. And just like that, this pad is now a controller. And it's also a PC tool, PC, Mac, Linux, whatever tool that you want it to be. And here I have a mini, right? So one of these mini pads here. So here I have the B16 for folks that like the keyboard style. You can have your keyboard here on your desk and just put this off to the side, right? And when you're just doing your editing, just use this. Fast forward, rewind, pause, play. All your little shortcuts. You could make macros. Make a macro that does button 1, 3, 4, like whatever these commands you need to do. You could do it all on the fly by just using your controller. And then when you're done, you just hold, which is now function, turbo button. Hold the button for PS5, Xbox, Switch, whatever. Press button 1 and it restarts into game mode. It's that easy. So I hope that gave value to folks. I hope that helped. I'm going to take this recording. I'm going to, chop this up, and I'll probably just release this as a video. And if you found any value, please just, let the video play, like the video. That really helps the algorithm, push out the folks. But I hope it made sense. I hope it wasn't very complicated. And the complicated thing for me now is I'm going to go back and do all of my controllers just like this. And I actually saved a couple for the sake of this video, but I like this creature comfort so much that I'm really getting more and more familiar with how to use this software that's built into all these controllers, whether the brand, doesn't matter the brand, right? And getting, not just using the controller, but getting value out of what I paid for. You paid for this thing. You paid for these things, right? I didn't pay, you did. So it's nice to have, take it out when you want to play some games, but when it's just sitting there, or like, Spottix was saying, hey, I took a 2-week break from playing games, but I don't know what his job is. Whatever his job may be, he may just want something to just have hotkeys all around. Like if you're on Windows or on a Mac, if I do Command-Shift-4, that turns on the clip thing. Command-Shift-5 is screen core. Command-Shift-3 is to do screenshots. I can just take this guy right here. I can set Command-Shift-3 to be a macro, and when I just press this, boom, it takes a screenshot. Boom, it records screen. And depending on the size of your pad, I have stands. I can leave the pad sitting just like this and just tap the button. All right, it's off to the side. It's not in my way. It's not in my face. Just put it over there. Boom, press the button. Done. Right. So something to think about, and just tons of value. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope that was super helpful. So now, the last thing you want to do is hold Function, hold Start, press button 1. Boom, it restarts into web config mode. Right. The most important thing you need to do is always, once you get it the way you like, even if it's not perfect, it's barely perfect, save it. Come back. Let me change the view so you guys can see, because I was just talking, nobody could see. Right, so when I review what I have here, I have my input mode set to keyboard. I can set it to whatever I want. You're not going to break it. Look, it remembered. Spacebar up top. You're not going to break it. All right, everything is set to that. So I have it set to keyboard for the sake of this demo. I have my up set to spacebar, my down set to none, my left set to J. And again, this is for Davinchi Resolve on a Mac editing, right? Left to J, right to L. My button 1 and 2 on the bottom, they don't do anything. Perfect. My button 3 and 4, which on the top right, for Tekken is button 1, button 2. So that's my command, which is meta. My shift, which is shift. And then the next 2 buttons next to it are Z for R1 and B for L1. So now I can hold Command Z to undo, which is button 3 and the R1 button. I can also hold button 3 and 4 together and press Z. So now I can do 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons at the same time, just like that in the fly. You can go up and down this list and remap everything. Just remember, do not map the start button, or else you will not get back into this thing. Okay. But there you go. It's all set. It's all set. It's that easy. So now I'm going to change this to PS5, right? I'm going to come down here, make sure my game settings, my D-pad set to D-pad, SSD is neutral, profile, it doesn't matter, it's profile 1, I can change on the fly, set. Boot input modes, I have my keyboard here, you can put it wherever you want, but I like my PlayStation and Xbox right there. My hotkey settings, notice all I have now is function button 1 to reboot my controller. I have my left, down, right, up to change my profiles. I have button 3. Let me show you all button 3 real quick. I didn't show you all that, but button 3 is the next profile. I save it. Now I come to configuration and I do a backup. Make sure you save. Always save. Anything goes wrong, just load. Right? It's not a big deal, but always save. I go to my add-ons. I turned on the LED authentication for PS5, so when it connects, I get a light for it. I left my turbo the way it is. I come down. I didn't touch any of these things here. And at first I came in here, I thought this is where you did the keyboard mapping. It is not. So do not come in here trying to map your keyboard. This is something else. Check your input history. I turn that on all my controllers. Perfect. Macros, I have all those disabled. I go down display configuration. For me, I'll either do Stickless 13 or again, I do VLX and I do Fightboard. I'll save this. I like my splash screen to be 7. Sometimes I do it lower. Lately, I've been doing like 5 or 3 because I did it. I want people to see it. And this is, someone made this, but whatever you make or put here, you kind of want to see it, right? But you also don't want it to take forever. But if you're not configuring things, leave it like 10. That way everybody can see what you're doing. But like today, if I'm doing settings, I would put it to 1. That way it shows and goes away. I can get back to what I'm doing. Right? So I'll save this for a second. And I'm going to reboot the controller. Make sure you guys can see. Yep. And you'll see now it flips very fast, right? So when you're setting things up, there's nothing worse than waiting for the screen to refresh. Just set it to 1. And then once everything is done, you like it the way it is, see it's a PS5 mode, everything's good. All you have to do is hold function. Right. I'm changing my view back here. And actually I need to go back to web config mode, right? So I want to change that back. So I'm going to hold function. Press, oh wait, and I forgot one more thing, button 3 here, which is right on top. Function button 3, look at that. It's switching profiles. So I don't need to memorize any keys. I just have one button to jump from profile to profile to profile. And it's not showing on camera very well, is it? How do I get that? There you go. 3, 4, 5. Hold start, function, start button 1. Boom. That easy. So that is one perk of firmware 079. You can have your next profile be on the fly. It's actually easier. You can cycle so fast. There's no point in memorizing the keys. Just hold function and press the left, right, down, up. You can just boom, skip all around. And that way you switch games. So I'm playing, Street Fighter, whatever it is. You can have a macro for this, or I don't know what you're doing. Whatever you're trying to do, you can have. Or some things I do see is this. Let me come back. This is something that some folks do when they play Tekken. I've seen in the chat that play Kazuya in particular. If you have a 16 button controller, they'll put things where like 1 is here, or like they'll put the up over here or something like that. So they'll just slide really fast through these 3 buttons, and they'll like wave dash really quick, or do different maneuvers and different things. They'll move from here to over here, and they'll do different things, or they'll play a different character and they'll have 1 here. So they just kind of slide, or just like slide. You'll figure out what works for you. But instead of using macros, don't worry about that. Just remap the buttons how you like it and make profiles. So always leave profile number 1 as stock. Just leave profile 1 stock, and just press function button 3. Well, you can't see, but here you can just cycle through the profiles. Oh, I actually did do it. Look, even in the configuration mode, it was to show here. But you can just hold function and press 3, and you'll cycle through Tekken, Street Fighter. Stock. Like if you just do 1, you're all set. But it's really that easy. And again, I really hope that helps someone and provide value to you guys. So we're here. I'm going to refresh my screen. Everything's all set. I'm going to come back here to gamepad settings. Everything. See again, look, it's in profile 2. Not a big deal. Since I did that, it remembers. Every time you do it, it remembers. And always keep in mind, this is not a controller application. This is made for anything. If you want to make your own, what have you, you could. Once I figured this out, I was like, wow, it would be really cool to make my own Steam Deck. If I took my little Stream Deck box here that I pushed it like for things like this, you can hear the crowd in the background. What if I make my own little Stream Deck box using this thing? Right? That'd be really, really valuable to what I have going on here. And y'all couldn't hear that. So there you go. So instead of potentially buying a Stream Deck, what if I just hooked up a little extra controller that's off to the side that I'm not really using at the moment, and just do that? So boom. Okay, so tutorial done. Let's record the quick closing, and it's done. Is the web view showing? It is. I think it wasn't showing, but yeah, I think they've done a really good job. With the software, and I'm trying my best to help wherever I can when I have time to just, again, provide value and just learn more about how this works. It's actually really impressive, the training, the team, and all the folks there, what they did and put together. So shout out to everyone else. So it is 4 o'clock. I'm supposed to play Tekken, aren't I? But I am starving. I haven't had lunch. It's been 4 hours. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I hope this provided value, and I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week. Be talking to y'all soon. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.